And
because of the surname.
Yes, because of my surname. And I was wondering, like, but very typical of me, I don't respond to these things. But when I see them, I just laugh because I'm like, even if I was, how is it your problem?
Exactly.
But I am not. And even if I was, I wouldn't have to lie about it.
I mean,
I have consistently said that I was named after someone. So if you know my sister, she doesn't have the same surname as me.
Yeah.
Even with that, there are people who have said she's not my sister. She's my friend. So,
people have so much to say when it comes to you.
Joshua, do you
And they have so much interest.
That's why I always tell people that don't bother explaining, because when they ask you why don't you tell your side of the story or say something, I'm like, because they will always poke holes in it and find something. I've told you I have a different surname from my sister because she has my dad's surname. And you are telling me because of that we are not sisters. We are friends and we are acting. Anyway, so Ganyo Jimmy, and I was very happy because I saw so many people that I know. I grew up in Labadi.
I am aware.
Now La.
Yes.
And I saw...
it's always been La. I'm Baftigbe and I'm feeling Labadi.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is a La Connect on the show this morning because I also grew up in La.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yes, around Salem Park.
Oh, I grew up at Olympia.
Yeah.
Because our family house is in Olympia.
Okay. Now it's been taken over.
Yes. But not inside Olympia. Next to Olympia, yes.
Right.
So I was very happy to be in La yesterday. Like I said, I saw so many people that I grew up with.
Absolutely.
And I saw some of my friends who had done like a reel of when many years ago. And, I was showing side. I was really happy. My friends were there. My mother, my father was there.
Right.
My aunties were there. I saw my cousins. I greeted the chief. I took videos with some of the priestesses. It was really a good time.
What year?
What year?
Amazing. Amazing.
What year? What share videos can it be?
Okay.
In Nami. But next, the ban is still in force.
Yeah, I like them.
It was next week. About lift ban. Back.
No, so look from street to street.
Next week, my expectable.
Oh, my back, be so Oliake Mempile Bona call welcome Yagami.
That call it.
Oh, back.
No need. I mean, I've seen the thing on social media where the guys are advocating for Obake at the airport and all that. I don't like tribalistic conversations.
Exactly.
We are one people. We Ghanaians are very amazing, lovely people. I don't think we should allow these things to come between us. Everybody before I was born, we've always used Akwaba.
Yeah.
I don't see anything wrong with it. I imagine if Voltarians also come and say put ours there.
Yeah.
Then people from the north to come and say put ours there. I mean, it's going to be. There has to be some consensus. And
exactly.
Like, once you mention Ghana, you travel outside the country and you mention Ghana, the common things that you hear, if you don't hear Akwaba, you hear Chale. Why do we now want to distort it because of some tribal thing? No, we shouldn't do that. Ghana people, let's not do that.
It's something I don't want to dabble in at all because, even in Accra, there are people who, for Ghanaian languages, even study Okiapimchi.
Right.
And write that for BC here in Accra. So how about that? Well, we are one people.
And it's important to know that the Ghana Tourism Authority has also said they haven't sanctioned any of the things that we are seeing on social. But it's a good thing to learn how to say welcome. In Ghana.
Yesterday we tried that here. And Solo, I'll mention Solo's name. Solo, who is a typical Ghana. We are Solo, Tako, welcome. Oh, Ojuku. I said, hey. But Amasa Nat was the one who taught me that. Oh, back.
So you found out yesterday?
I found out yesterday.
I saw it on social media and I was like,
I found out yesterday. I never knew.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if you go, we have to go back to La. Do a vox pop and ask people.
We should do that.
But the disadvantage is this morning they'll be watching.
And they know.
They will hear. They'll hear us say.
But still, we'll get some people.
Yes, we'll get it. We'll go back to La. Because Nungwa is next for Homowo, and then there's Teshin. Yeah, but we come from Lasso. That's where we're going to be.
LA.
Anyway, you're welcome to the show. That's just by the way. This morning, quite a number of things to talk about. Last week, we sat on this show and we talked about what happened at the Ridge Hospital. And, well, following that, the minister set up a committee to investigate what exactly went wrong. Yesterday, the report was presented to the minister, and its findings, we'll be discussing it very shortly because our health correspondent, Evelyn Arba Edu, will be joining us, and we also have a spokesperson for the Midwifery Association who will be joining us in studio to get an understanding of what exactly went wrong. I've seen, I have seen the report. Joshua, you've seen the report.
I have.
Interesting revelations from the report, I must say.
I didn't expect the report to say what it said.
Right.
Because, we sat here, we played excerpts of a video and said that perhaps there's a longer video that tells us more in regards to what the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association were standing firm on, that indeed there was some assault there and they were demanding the arrest of Ralph. It will be interesting to get to know from them now, having seen the report, what their stance on the matter is.
Well, yes, so we'll be getting into that. We'll also be talking about the NPP's press conference on the upcoming by-election in Aquitia. Yesterday, Richard Ahiagba, who is the Director of Communications for the party, addressed the press, where he said that they have picked intelligence, that the NDC is taking thugs disguised as national security operatives to cause mayhem in Aquitia. Well, when I listened to Richard on a different platform where he was asked, about his source and whether there was any evidence at all, he said that that would be asking him to disclose his source. And he cannot disclose his source.
He's not a good journalist. He doesn't disclose his source.
So we'll be talking about that as well. And the NPP has been their aspirants, presidential aspirants, have also been filing their nominations. And, every time, NPP especially, Joshua, when they're doing their internal politics, it's always very nasty. And I don't know why they cannot run a clean campaign, but rather jab each. These are not just normal and common jabs. They're very deep things.
Very deep ones.
So when you say these things about your opponents and you lose, how do you come together?
Right.
To have, form a formidable force to take over power.
I spoke to someone who speaks for one of the candidates.
Right.
And then what he said was that, if our opponent wins, Charlie, we are doomed, because there is no way going back from where we've come.
Right.
How far we've gone with the campaigning and the things that we've said. I'm like, okay, so you are aware that it would be a huge challenge. And that's, for me, is the challenge that the NPP will have a very difficult time trying to unite its front, because now you've given the NDC or your opponents the arsenal to use against you.
Right.
So you've now washed your dirty linen in public. Everybody has heard it, seen it. And funny enough, whoever wins, especially in the top three runners, I can say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Kennedy Japon, and maybe Brian Echampong, because the campaign has been centered around these three. The campaign of insults, maligning, all the comments that do not really sit publicly, they form around these three. And if any of them wins, it will be difficult, very, very difficult, because how are we going to galvanize the base? It's easy to say, well, I've forgiven my opponents. Whatever they said about me during the campaign was just for campaign purposes. But no, the videos are there. The people have taken screenshots of the comments that were posted on social media and all of that. And it will be a Herculean task for the New Patriotic Party. I would really want to see how the party navigates its path after the presidential primaries on the 31st of January next year.
I totally agree with you. We'll be talking about all of that and more. Very interesting things coming up on the show this morning. But let's begin the show officially with our quote of the day.
Oh, and the quote of the day is from Alice Walker, who says, the most common way people give up their power is by thinking they don't have any. The most common way people give up their power is by thinking they don't have any. It all begins with how you think. And when you think you don't have power, you've already given up that power. Alice Walker, with our quote for this beautiful Thursday morning. But let's check out the word of the day, because every single day we help you improve your grammar, and we put some spotlights on new words you might not have come across, and help you understand how to use them in your conversations. Word of the day now.
Today's word is S-W-A-N-K-Y, swanky. It's an adjective. Swanky means very fashionable and expensive in a way that impresses people. Let's exemplify it. I saw the Mlapa twins sashaying in swanky high heels. Swanky.
Right, so that's our word of the day, kind courtesy Lorraine. We bring you these words to help you improve your vocabulary. Learn to speak right, speak well, get a pronunciation dictionary, sound beautiful, sound nice. It's such a huge turn on, isn't it?
It is. I mean, for sapios like myself, yeah, sometimes you just have to listen to somebody like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
then you see them and they're looking all swanky.
Hey. Let's bring you our video of the day. left us. You know, it's quite sad. A lot of these good talents just go. Look at Susie Williams. Castro is also gone.
Terry Bonchaka.
Yeah. Oh.
From La.
Anyway, I think that we need to have a special edition and talk about some of these people and celebrate their music, you know. But in the meantime, let's talk about Ridge Hospital. It's time for Inside Out. Right, so we started the conversation about the Ridge Hospital last week here on the show. In fact, many people had their own opinion on the case, on the issue, just as we had our opinions as well. And the minister addressed the press, told us that he was setting up a committee to investigate the matter. Yesterday, the committee presented its report to the minister, and our colleague, who is also our health correspondent, Evelyn Arba-Edu, who has been following this matter, I must say, from when the incident happened, she followed the minister to the facility. She actually is, I would say, she's the official liaison between EIB and the Ridge Hospital, you know, and the health
and
ministry.
The health ministry.
Yes, she's seen it. I wouldn't be surprised if they had called her to come and answer questions at the committee even. But anyway, Evelyn has the report. She'll tell us what the report says, because I'm sure that those of you who haven't seen it, you're all eager to know what the report says. After which, we'll talk to the nurse PRO for the Ridge Hospital to understand, because there are some very interesting things from the report. Evelyn, what do you have?
All right, so let me begin with the composition of the committee. It is a 6-member committee with 1 co-opted member. So if we add that person, making it 7. And the committee was led by Dr. Lawrence Ofori-Buedu, who is the Director of Institutional Care Division at the Ghana Health Service. Now, the committee was tasked with 4 things: to investigate the circumstances that led to the alleged delay in providing care to the patient who was brought under the emergency unit, and then the events and factors that escalated into an alleged assault of a health professional, and then also the state of security at the hospital at the time of the incident, and then finally the number of nurses and doctors who were on duty at the time of the incident. So yesterday, the committee, they had 1 week period to put up their report. So they presented their reports to the minister. Now, what they tell us is that after their composition on Wednesday, they actually began their work, and they stayed 2 days at the Greater Accra Regional Hospital, talking to management staff, and then also 13 other people.
Okay.
Now, these people that the committee spoke to are the nursing officer of the emergency ambulance unit, and then they also spoke to the emergency physician specialist who doubles as the head of the emergency department, as well as the nurse in question, Rejoice Chochobote, and then also the senior surgical trauma, and then officer of the surgical trauma and the orthopedic unit. Now, their findings, this is where it gets very interesting.
So after speaking to all these people,
yes,
what conclusion did they arrive at?
They are saying that there was no delay to the patients which brought about the escalation at the facility. Now, we know Ralph St. Williams, in his first video, came out to say that there was a delay, the patient was actually abandoned. But the report says that there was no delay. However, they found out that all diagnostic imaging equipment, which includes X-ray, CT scan machine, MRI at the emergency departments, were not working. And so if there could be any delay, that would be the reason. They also said that the nurse, Rejoice, even though there's a video evidence of a verbal or a word altercation between Raf, his colleagues, and the staff members of the hospital, they are yet to receive any evidence or a witness account of an alleged physical altercation or attack.
Right.
However, when they checked the facilities documentation at the Hospital Health Information Management System, they found out that the alleged victim, which is Rejoice, reported her injuries on the left hand on the next day, which was on the 18th of August 2025, and was further treated. She was again, but there was no evidence of fracture on her left wrist or dislocation as she reported.
Right.
But she was treated with pain relief and then was recommended bed rest and also received psychological support from a psychologist. So that is the basis of it. But one thing that was also interesting is that the committee called Ralph to interview him, and then he declined, and then later said that his lawyer, who is Oliver Baka-Romao, said that he would rather write it and then also attach a video to it. So he didn't appear or didn't speak to the committee personally, but he actually wrote his account. So that is it. But after those findings, the committee made some recommendations to the minister.
Right.
Of course, we know that from the video, Ralph walked from the emergency unit straight to the trauma room, and they are saying that it was due to the lack of security, built up security at the entrance. So if there could be a security built up there, then it will help, because the facility, whenever there's any kind of chaos, they have to resort to the Adabraka Police Command for help.
So the security in the hospital, per the committee's report, is not adequate.
It is
but
not
was there any
adequate.
recommendation on Ralph St. Williams, who is at the center of all of this?
There wasn't any. They actually captured what he said, what he stated. And then one interesting thing is that, Ralph initially on the video circulating on social media made mention that the patient was abandoned and all that. But this time around, what he sent to the committee indicated that he was actually, he became angry upon a word from some of the staff. That was what made him angry.
Right.
So this time around, he didn't mention delay in attending to the patients in question. So on the security issue, the Minister of Health, the Honorable Kobna Mensah, has promised that by Monday, the security situation will be beefed up there. And then with the retooling of the facility, they are also going to implement it to give the Greater Accra Regional Hospital, which we all know, call it REACH, the face that it deserves. So this is the nutshell of the committee's report yesterday.
Quite interesting. And I'm sure that is what has given rise to a lot of questions surrounding what truly happened at the facility. But Araba, Edu, Evelyn, thank you so much for helping us appreciate the report from the committee. Now, so the interesting bit is that from what Araba just told us, the committee says there was no delay. But then it further says that if there were any form of delay there, it would be as a result of these machines not being available or functioning as they should. And I'm struggling to wrap my head around it, because if you have concluded that indeed there was no delay, then where does this come in? And the recommendations had to quite interesting recommendations there, because it says that there was no dislocation whatsoever, there was no fracture whatsoever caused to the nurse in question. But we saw the videos, she with her hand and all of that. Well, we'll get to understand the details shortly.
Of course, and we have been joined this morning as well by Sarah Nana Yeboah. She is the nurse PRO for the Ridge Hospital. This has to do with nurses, because there was a whole conversation last week about how nurses are treated. We even spoke with a PRO for the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association. So, Nana Yeboah, thank you very much for joining us. I'm sure that you have monitored comments on social media after the incident and after the report as well. And a lot of people have tilted their stance that the nurse probably lied, from what the report says. You are the nurse PRO for the hospital. What exactly happened? Did she lie?
Thank you so much, and a very good morning to everybody, especially my boss, the head of nursing, Mrs. Giftiai. On the said day of the incidents, thankfully to social media, she had a copy of the video. So by 2 a.m., evidential, my phone. 2 a.m. I had the video. I decided not to watch because this woman sent me work, like, so far as social media, Sarah, see it and advise, see it and advise. So once I woke up on Monday morning, all my nerves were ready for work, because what it meant was that get to the people you have stayed with for the past 14 years, you know what the reports have been, go and do an incidents report. Before you do a situational report, you do an operational analysis, and then you throw it back to the implementers and the policymakers. Because at the end of the day, I am just but a nurse.
Right.
No, so once I got there, I will explain all these words, and I'm very, very intentional and very selective, trying to calm my nerves because Arba says I should calm down. And you have danced, so I'm dancing, I'm in that mood.
Are you angry?
It is beyond that.
Why?
No, so you asked for the situation. Let me start with this. So on that Monday morning, I go to work and I see a very traumatized rotation nurse. Rotation nurse is not a nurse. Okay. And when I say it's not a nurse, just for the understanding of the people I'm serving also, because remember that I'm not just a nurse here, nurse PRO. So I'm serving the public and I'm serving the nurse. So I'm supposed to be very unbiased. So a rotation nurse is not a nurse. It's a nurse that has completed school, has passed, and is coming to work 1 year under supervision. And the people who have clinically worked for years, gather experience, finish, and go and practice. So she's even not on the payroll.
Right.
So let's get this straight.
Okay.
So I get there, I see a very traumatized nurse, and I see my hospital PRO standing by her.
Okay.
I'm like, then she's like, Sarah, come here. I'm like, hey, this is PR issue. Once you are done, I'll bring her to my office at the research unit, and my head at the time was Didi Saragani. Then we will have an appreciation of what happened. So she finished hers, and then the girl comes. And I said, no, lady, I don't want you alone. Give me everybody that was on duty on that day, so that it's not you that is talking to me, but it's a group of 10 people that is going to talk to me. And that's what they did. They all came to the research unit's office. Monday morning, 9:48 a.m. I didn't even let the one with the slings talk. I started with the triage nurses. And this time I was talking to Talata and Abigail. Talata, what happened? Then, because at the triage, we see the patient, allocate time, and get a doctor. So once you finish triaging the patient, you go and hand it over directly to a doctor. It's not like you have finished and you say, go and sit and wait for the doctor to come. I mean, understand? I mean, you see why we have a case. So it's not like she finished and they went to dump somebody. I said, triage, bring your book. Let me say, because whatever you're going to say is, I have to make sure my boss understands this, the magnitude, because nursing is by rank. At the head of nursing level, she reports to CNMO Accra, DNS, Director General. So this is not a small thing. And they are all calling her. So as at 12 a.m., when I was still with them, they were asking for reports because DG needed something. And remember, Range Hospital responds to DG, because we are under Ghana Health Service. And DG is Director General of Ghana Health Service. So it's like everybody that was coming, I was not looking at them. I was looking at my paymasters, the people that will query me and sack me on that Monday morning. Okay. So they come in and I then, please, when they brought the book, I saw that they have written only RAF. I'm like, what? Where is the full name? Where is his card number? Where is his phone number? Sister Sarah, when he entered, and we asked, he said, that is not why he's here. So they should write whatever they want. And you didn't say that. Okay, then I wrote it down because I'm a researcher, so I have to make sure I'm writing the right things. So he pushed you aside. He said he will not respond to you. All the information the triage needs here to make a decision. Okay, so why did he enter Range Hospital emergency? That's what I asked the triage nurses. Because, of course, you are the people that sit close to that sliding door. You see the attitude. We have taught them how to handle patients, how they are coming in. People come in honorably. You talk to them honorably. People come in rowdy. Change your mood, darling. Because you see...
And be rowdy towards them.
Exactly.
That's what you train your nurses to do?
Yes, because... Listen.
Why?
Yes, I'm coming. You say, why? I say, let's build this case.
Because of time.
Because of time.
Yeah.
Then maybe we don't have time. Because at the end of the day, we have been beaten severally for 7 years. We have to change our tactics. Ghanaians don't like simple. Ghanaians don't like nurses who talk nicely. Ghanaians don't like people who respect them.
Is that so? Is that
what in my job description, office. Because say, well, nobody.
So you tell your nurses when someone comes in rowdy, keep them in a rowdy way.
No. Say you change your mood towards that.
But the hospital is supposed to cater for all persons. Somebody might come in rowdy.
Now let me show you.
Rowdy because they are probably in so much pain.
Do you know that?
They are
good. Do you know that on the day of the incidents, there were a lot of nurses on duty, but they all changed to their house attire, and the rotation nurse who did not know, who has not gone through these trainings, was the only one in scrap standing. That's why she was beaten.
So when the other people were going to change, why didn't they tell her to go and change?
Thank you very much. Why should I tell a rotation nurse who is just passing through my unit for 2 weeks that when people are coming to beat you, change? That is the question you are asking me.
So you want them to beat her?
No.
That's why you didn't tell her to change?
No, I want the people that have worked with me for 7 years to know how we have been beating consistently. So if you keep, they will kill you, and nobody will give you a national honor.
Okay, let's go back to, so you were told that he was quote-unquote rowdy.
Yes.
So then what did you do next?
According to them. And this time I'm saying according to them because this was an incident report.
Okay.
This was an eyewitness report. So I'm not supposed to say that was what it was.
Right.
Absolutely.
So whatever they said, I gathered it. I realized that right from the triage, they even managed. They managed. When you look at the video very well, immediately he entered, there were two people, one in black, one gentleman trying to use the monitor on somebody. He went straight to the one in black. It was a pregnant woman. He went to slap the face. The HB we checked on Monday was 10. So assuming...
Who went to slap the face?
Just check the video.
Which video? Because the video that we have, we don't see any slap.
Thank you very much.
So you have seen a video?
Yes. So
where there's a slap?
Because there are two cameras straight at the triage. So we don't listen to everything for evidential purposes and for purposes of being very unbiased. We use what will educate us. Did the triage nurse do this? So, for example,
okay. So Sarah, no, let's understand this, right,
yes,
Joshua?
Yes.
You have a video.
Yes.
Where there was a slap.
Yes.
By the
on
same
the face. Yes.
Ralph.
Yes.
Where have you seen that video? Because I haven't seen that video.
And the committee
Did
too
you
seems
represent
to have
that
seen this
video
video.
I was not called into the committee.
But
the
if you
media
have
has
that
not
video-
gotten to me. Nobody has asked me
Do
for
you
a
have
video.
the video?
I can show
Can
you.
I have it?
Yes, once I leave the set, I'll show it. I'll give it to the producer.
Can I get the
No. For these purposes, I would give
Sarah.
it to your producer,
No,
Serwaa,
no.
because I will not be ambushed on this show. Because at this moment,
Who's ambushing
No,
you?
no, no.
Me? I'm trying to help
No, what
build
I'm
your
trying to
case.
say is that we
Okay.
have had media. That's why this morning I told Serwaa that Serwaa, for purposes of the respect you have accorded the Rich Hospital emergency for the past 5 years, I'm coming. Otherwise, I'm not the one to talk about Rich Hospital. I'm not Rich Hospital. But for that purposes, I called my head of nursing last night to tell medical director, to tell CA. So I have done the needful. That I am coming to talk here because this station has been very respectful to the ED.
Araba, you mean?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Where she came to set her cameras and saw what we were doing. She has gone through. So Araba is me and Dr. Boateng's friend.
Okay, thank you very much. Shout out to
So
Araba.
for
Let's
that
go back.
reason,
Yeah.
I will give that video to your producer.
Thank you very much. We are grateful.
Yes, please. So once somebody enters the triage,
So no, let's go back to, so there's a video where Ralph slapped.
yes, a
Who?
pregnant
woman.
So she was on duty. She was SNO. SNO is a senior nursing officer.
Okay.
Do you know how long you take to be an SNO? She's a boss on her own.
Okay.
Okay. So now she's an SNO. She's on duty with her colleagues. SSN. SSN is a senior staff nurse. Okay, and this gentleman is called Ransford. I'm sorry, I have to mention your name on TV because you were the people that saw him first. And now he comes in. Chantel is attending to a patient with burns. And then you go to her. You think she doesn't have a husband and a family.
So we get it. So he slapped her.
Yes, he
and
went.
then from there, what did
and
he
people,
do?
So in the video, somebody pulls him away.
Okay.
So I'm going to show you all
Right.
that.
Okay.
So it is on that account that I know I have a case. That's why I don't talk plenty.
Right.
Please
But
understand.
this pregnant woman is different from the rotation nurse.
Yes.
So at what point did the assault on the rotation
Thank
nurse
you
happen
very much.
to?
This is a very good question. So once Ransford sees Ralph coming in, Ransford says that because he knows him on social media, he will, Charlie, and this I'm quoting him.
Okay.
And yeah, nothing I mean, so then Ransford per West says that, hey, that's so boss. So he calls me boss. So boss, I saw that I have to be careful because Charlie wasn't in the mood. Mm-hmm. That is when all those started. Then Ransford got him to sit down. Then he checked his vital signs. In my hospital, at the triage, once you sit on the table, care has begun. Care is not when I start putting plaster on your hand. No. Then you don't understand emergency care. Once you sit on that table at the triage, care has begun. Okay. Because with that, I can use my discretion to say you don't need health care because it is on the policy that there's a senior healthcare professional discretion to be used at the ED.
Okay.
Okay, so yes, you were telling us how the assault on the Rejoice happened.
Yes. So once you see at the ED, you can't just start and go to assault. So I have to go through the process.
Yeah, but Sarah,
so once you are done, once he's done, once Ransford was done, Ransford did not gather a lot of information to whether note. So Ransford at the point in time when he saw this, gave him a green and a yellow. And that's color codes. Araba knows the color codes. So once you get to yellow, per the system, you're supposed to wait for 60 minutes before you are being attended to. So Ransford could not gather other information, but for all you know, he had actually hit his chest against something. So you have to talk to me so that I can even upscale your color to, let's say, an orange or a red, so that you get an immediate care. But since you say you won't talk to me, let's stay at what you have brought, and that is yellow. So go and sit at the trauma room. Okay. So now, Araba, are you listening to me now? Yes, so now we are going to the trauma room. Mm-hmm. We get to the trauma room. We give him a chair. He sits down. Then the trauma room normally closes because of what goes on in the trauma room. Mm-hmm. Because in the trauma room, you can have head injuries, you can have people with accident and legs out. But this is a small room with just one couch. So if I have 60 RTAs today, I can only attend to that one on my couch. Okay. You could be dying for all I care, but it is what is here in the trauma room. And I'm saying trauma room because if it is in the ambulance area, the triage area, then we will do something and wait for the trauma room to be ready. Okay. Because that is what we have been told by training. So that even at the triage, we have simple triaging and advanced triaging. With advanced triaging, senior nurse who is in charge can start something.
Okay.
But now that you are here, I'm done with my work. So he saw somebody there and then confronted them, according to the report, confronted the trauma nurse and said he wanted to do a card, blah, 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 all those things. I don't want to talk about this because of time. Then the trauma room nurse says, go and do a card and come. So when he stepped out, the trauma room nurse said she thought he was going to do the card and come, only to be engulfed by that number of people. Now, this is where the beatings came. It was at that level that Ralph went to call people that the video came out anyway. So all that I'm saying is not captured on his phone, but is it on the triage cameras or wherever information I got mine. Now, when he is coming out, because of the rage they have encountered in the trauma room, they met my sister, the rotation nurse, standing at the ED, washing her hands. So Araba will know where I'm talking about now, because we have a place where we wash our hands. And that is where she got her beatings.
So she was actually beaten.
So you see, I'm so happy that this report said they went to their limbs on the next day. Yeah. Because on that day, the anger at the ED, nobody told the girl to go and do a card. It wasn't about go and do a card and let me put every information on their limbs on that day. So on that day, we also did what we were supposed to do. What happens to dislocation? It has dislocated. If you have a specialist who can pull and do things, when you come the next day, would there be dislocation? What are you telling me?
So there was a dislocation.
But pain is what the patient says it is. The patient could visibly not be able to raise her hand. There was another night nurse, Matthew, who was insistent that she puts her hand in a figure of 8. And the girl was laughing about it. And then Matthew was insisting in front of me that I'm not joking with you. Whatever has happened to your hand, put it in a figure of 8. And let the doctors come and confirm with an x-ray before you start saying that you are fine. Because the girl kept telling us in the morning that she was fine. And we were telling her that, no, you have been beaten. Haven't it happened before? That you have an accident, you think that your leg is broken, you go and an x-ray says it's not broken. Thank God it's not broken. It happens.
So how come Rich did not provide all of this to the committee? Because the committee's report is what everybody seems to be going by, because that's the official report. How come all the things you're saying to us were not made to the public, were not revealed to the committee?
I work at the nursing and midwifery division, and I report to my boss. I did an incident report. Our report was ready on Saturday, this Saturday. And it was on Monday, we're still doing it because we wanted to be very sure. The minister's report too, he wanted something. He was looking for something. So now you have to ask for nurses' reports. Because in the hospital...
And you were not asked?
In the hospital, doctors write report, nurses write report. Why have we not asked nurses for their reports?
Okay, but you know, that video that we is currently on the internet was not officially... Well, forgive me, correct me if I'm wrong, by anyone. If you, the nurses, as an association or organization, had that video, why haven't you released it in the public,
started.
Right?
Our union, those who fight for our lives, they started. Everybody is insulting my secretary.
But you will agree with me that if you had released this video, it would have corroborated your story.
Exactly, and
it
that
would
would
have
bring some vindication.
Yes. Why did it? So now we have the video. You said you sent us the video. We have your permission to release the video to the public, right?
Not yet, until I get to my medical director. I said I'm giving it to your station.
Okay.
And until I get to Range Hospital this morning.
You're giving it to us not to show it on air?
But just to see it.
Yes.
Okay. But you have to get back to us so that we release it.
No. You have to come to Range now.
Okay.
And come and do the needful, because Araba would do it.
Araba would do it. Okay,
Araba
so
can come to the nursing. She knows the administration. During Dr. Sofenyo's place, Dr. Sofenyo is actually the one who made Araba know emergency.
Okay.
Because the talking was just too much.
Too much. Okay, so I want to understand, because you seem very, very upset. Then
I'm always upset anyway.
You're always upset?
With emergency healthcare in Ghana.
Okay. I mean, I think we need to bring you back and talk about emergency healthcare. But for now, as the PRO for the nurses at Ridge, what is the feeling there like amongst yourself, especially following what this report says and what many people are now saying that the nurse lied?
Kodjo lied.
Yeah.
So I've been having interviews elsewhere, and everywhere I go, I cry. So patients call me the crying nurse. I know that from today, if there's any nurse who has cried, who have wished that they want to leave the hospital, who have wished that they are tired of Ridge, that story has changed this morning. It is that feeling that your morning quote gave me this morning. That if you don't talk, and let me give you, I am from Bono, so let me give you an account version of what you just said. So when you want information about a nurse, go to the nurses.
But the report says that the said nurse was interviewed.
Yeah.
Right? Kodjo was...
She has bosses. She has bosses. I said on that day, I spoke to the lady first. And from how I saw, I told my head of nursing, get her out of the emergency. The interviews are too much. She's traumatized.
But what good would that do Kodjo herself and the nursing fraternity if she feels...
Kodjo has not appointed me as a spokesperson, unfortunately, so I can't speak for her.
I'm just thinking about it, because if you spoke to her and you say you saw...
I did an incident report.
Exactly. It's quite...
And then let me also say, this is what hasn't come to... And let me release all the non-head on your station.
Okay, quickly.
Just because of Araba. There was a gentleman, according to Matthew, there was a gentleman called Mr. Eric Sabute, who works at the presidency, who was able to come in and sack all of them away. He was the only one who was able to call Ralph into my office on that day. And on that day, head of nursing was there. The in-service coordinator, who they are now tagging as NPP, it was in there because, of course, as an in-service coordinator, she's in charge of all rotation nurses and students at Ridge. And then the director, my DDNS in charge of research, was there. Two other, Mr. Sabute came with another journalist, Uncle Jojo, and then he was sitting on a black chair. I asked, sir, how are you? I didn't even attack him. Do you care for water? No. Do you want to say something to the nursing division? He said, no, until he speaks to the minister, he won't come back talking to anybody in nursing. Please, let's deal with what the evidences that have come and let the nurses brood over years of disrespect, saying that we can't even speak for ourselves. Do you even know the qualifications we have?
Okay. Thank you very much for speaking with us.
Thank you, GHOne. Thank you. Thank you for sticking with us for 5 years.
I'm really looking forward to, releasing the video because, Sarah, you're a very bold woman. And I really don't know why you
didn't release the video.
Yes.
Because nursing is by rank and I report to the highest. If my DNS has not received my report, I won't give report out.
But if your DNS hasn't received the report, on what basis did the committee then conclude their report? Are you saying that the committee did a very shabby job?
Do I work under Ministry of Health? I work under Ghana. Have you seen my dress? Have you seen my dress?
Ghana Health Service.
Exactly.
Did the ministry or this committee ever come to talk to any of your bosses or even you? Because they said they spent 2 days at the facility.
So you have
did you
to come,
see them?
at this moment, you have to come to Ridge and talk to my director. Maybe they spoke to the medical director. Maybe they called my head of nursing. I understand. So this time, I can't speak about that. Because
did you ever see the committee at the hospital?
Yes, the first day they came. And this one, I want to really, really honor Goodman.
So you saw them?
No.
Sarah,
I didn't see them. Listen, I didn't see them. This is what happened. We, the emergency team, were called for an emergency meeting by our medical director and head of nursing to come and calm nerves because we were leaving. You see, we were leaving before GHOne came that we should leave. And then when they came, we were in our emergency conference room having our meeting. Then they joined. To also calm nerves that the minister says he should extend his, English, and calm us down. And we were there. He came to pick right report. When they were speaking, they didn't ask me to speak, but there, because it was a conference room for emergency, I raised my hands and showed them a handwritten report. They said, this is what I've gathered. And that is when they started picking, yes.
Sarah, will you give us your word that you give me this video?
When I step out, I don't know whether I'll give it or not to. Because me, I'm bipolar. I can change anyhow. So let's
Can we have Sarah's phone? Can we have Sarah's phone?
You can have it. You won't find it.
We're bringing you the phone, so you send it to us.
Will you give me an iPhone back? Because I need an iPhone. I use Samsung from older cake. Because, see, it's all cracked up. Now, treat me nicely. I think it's about time.
Sarah, we'll treat you nicely right after this.
About this.
We'll get
Thank
to
you,
see
darling.
the video.
You see, swanky. I have to be swanky.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Sarah, come, please. The video. We'll be back after the break.
I'll only talk to your producer. I'll only talk to you.
You only talk to... But I'm a welcome back to the show. This is GH Today. I am Serwaa. Amihere. It's time for the breakfast review. I'm joined in the studio by Hamza Suhini Esquire. He's a private legal practitioner and a member of the NDC's communications team. Hamza, good morning.
Good morning.
And
sir.
Dennis Miracles Abwaji is the director of communications for the Baumia campaign team. Dennis, good morning.
Good morning,
and
Serwaa.
thank you, gentlemen, for joining me on the show this morning. I mean, because of what I just finished discussing, I'll just go straight into that before we look at the filing of your nominee or your candidates. The Ridge Hospital issues. Hamza, you were here last week. We spoke extensively about it. The committee's report is out now, and the committee says that the lady in question, per the medical report or examination, there was no dislocation. There was actually, or there's no video evidence of any assault against anybody at the hospital. Does that change your stance about what you said last week, especially about Ralph?
Absolutely not. I think good morning to you and good morning to my brother, Dennis, and of course, our viewers out there. Serwaa, it does not. My submission last week was quite clear. I think I made the point that if you look at the rules and regulations governing the fulfillment of public institutions, I still maintain that there was an outright breach, especially the fact that we're dealing with a hospital where we needed that semblance of, if you like, for want of a better word, some measure of responsibility, being quiet, not being disruptive in that nature. But all the videos we saw on our media platforms clearly showed that at a point, activities in the hospital came to a standstill, which was avoidable in my estimation. And to the extent that that was done, I still think that Ralph acted outside the remits of the rules and regulations governing the fulfillment of these public institutions and constituted a disruption as far as the hospital activities were concerned. It does not mean that indeed he physically assaulted the said nurse. I think that I did not mince words in creating a distinction between physical attack and assault. Assault does not mean that you have to have that physical contact. You know that for sure. And so for me, I think that act still remains condemnable. But what also appears to be clearly condemnable has to do with the misrepresentation that was more or less championed by Dr. Teng, is it Oteng Quarantine or something like that? The secretary of the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association. And I am not surprised about the findings of the committee that was set up. So it is important for you to appreciate that the committee had a representation from the Nurses Union. And so if they have come out to indicate that there was no physical assault and no fracture whatsoever, clearly, we ought to believe them because they had a representation on the committee. But I listened to even the PRO on your show. She was unable to convince any of us that there was a dislocation or fracture as far as the said nurse is concerned.
You mean the PR of this morning?
Yes.
Well, but how are you not convinced? She said that there was actually another assault where a pregnant nurse was slapped and she has the video.
And those videos were not made available to the investigative committee.
She said nobody spoke to her.
But they had a representation on the committee. They don't have to speak to her. That is why the health minister ensured that the nurses were represented on the committee. And so is she trying to tell me that they are so disorganized to an extent that they couldn't even put themselves together, make that video available to their rep on that committee? So you are left with nothing but to conclude that this was cooked up, intended to pursue hidden political objectives. Indeed, Dr. Quarantine has already indicated to us that he's an active member of the New Patriotic Party. And from day one, considering the way he responded to the minister responsible for health, we indicated that this was a political operative, not a union leader. And there was the need for Ghanaians to understand that fact. And today, the report has vindicated our stance. I would not be surprised. Knowing his modus operandi, I would not be surprised if they were part of the scheme to get the lady nurse to create the impression as though she was physically assaulted. I won't be surprised. Just to achieve that political drive that he was looking for. The said secretary of the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association also proceeded, remember, to produce document on live TV that was not dated of a so-called medical report, indeed confirming that the lady was physically assaulted, and another police report without a date, indicating that they had reported the matter to the police. So this is the kind of person we are dealing with. And I think that we must move away from what actually happened at the hospital that day in terms of the physical assault, to begin to be interested in the activities of Dr. Koranteng. Because you cannot take the whole country for granted in this manner. And you cannot play with the legitimate demands of your own union in this way. It is unacceptable. So we must be interested in his word. We must be interested in his conduct. He was the one championing. He went to the hospital. He engaged the nurses. He had meetings with them. And it was after such meetings that we saw the nurse in that bandage. So we must be interested in his role. These are the characters who parade as officers or union leaders in this country, when in actual sense, legitimate concerns of nurses are pushed behind the back burner, largely because of his own political motives. So, Serwaa, I think that this matter speaks for itself. There was no physical assault. They have not been able to demonstrate physical assault, but it does not also mean that the conduct of Ralph is something we shouldn't condemn. And so let us get it straight. As a government, I think that the government is clear on it. They have referred that aspect of the matter to the police CID. So let us wait for the investigations of the CID as to how they want to proceed with Ralph and his accomplices. But for now, the matter has been clearly established. The lady was aided to lie and to spread falsehood. And we must be interested in those who instigated that narrative. And I think that the person to be looking at is the General Secretary of the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association. Because clearly, he engineered that politicization. He engineered that misrepresentation. And there must be sanctions for such conduct, irrespective of his standing as far as the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association is concerned. So I commend the minister responsible for health. But you see, in the report, there are also issues about equipment not functioning. We must be interested in it as a country. What can be done to ensure that we get these equipment to function and to deliver health services to the good people of this country? That must be our focus again. But this charade, this politics that the PRO and General Secretary seem to be engaging, Serwaa, you can read in between the lines. These are cooked up stuff. They are simply not interested in going to the nitty-gritties of the matter. They are interested in the sensationalism because they know, as a republic, that sometimes we are driven by sensationalism. They are committed to ensuring that they preach that sensationalism on us. And for me, I think that we must go away from engaging in that trajectory with them and call them out.
All right. Dennis.
So, good morning.
Morning.
You know, this morning, my interest and focus is on Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
We'll get there.
You don't want to talk about
so when I hear the NDC and Hamza Dems go on a face-off, rather they are in a boxing ring with the nursing community, I'm not surprised. It will not be only the nurses. The next day, tomorrow, I'm sure it may be Ghana Medical Association. Another time, it may be teachers. That is just the NDC and who they are. And Ghanaians are basically getting what it is that we bargained for. I don't think there's anybody watching this morning who is surprised about the push-up because it's sad. It's sad that we find ourselves in a situation where nurses who are working to save our lives in a hospital will be attacked in such a manner. And yet, the entire focus of the government, whose responsibility it is to protect the interests of the nurses, has always been to justify and find ways and means to create this impression that, oh, nobody beats any nurse. Nobody. So what, are you aware that in a much more civilized society, even how I look at you up and down and wink at you can be described as harassment? You are aware, right?
Yes.
That even if I look at you in a certain way and I don't look at you in a way that you are comfortable with, you can accuse me of so many things. But here in Ghana, our government is saying that we don't find on a CCTV the gentleman punching the face of a nurse. And so all the aggression that we saw, all the pandemonium that we have seen on the CCTV means nothing. It's not a big deal.
Which of the CCTVs are you talking about?
Oh, I have seen a video shared by the gentleman himself where he's holding cameras moving from one nurse to the other. I've seen it in there. It's nothing.
But does that prove any physical assault?
Let me relax, calm down. It's nothing. According to the government, it's nothing. That so long as their committee, which was first of all set up by the political class anyway, set up by the minister, who is already prejudiced, and his government, who are already prejudiced, who have already called the nurses' names long before they set up the committee, are saying that we should go hook, line, sinker with their committee's report. They should go and tell this to the Marines. The lady has sued the gentleman in court. For me, the only thing I'm waiting for is the outcome of the court ruling and the court proceedings, because that is where we can actually trust in the issues there. You don't, a minister that has set up a press conference and gone after the Ghana Registered Nurses Association, a government that almost all of its functionaries have gone after the nurses, tells me that they've set up a committee and that their committee has gone to do an investigation in a matter that they are already prejudiced. They themselves, even before they set up the committee, was already saying that nothing happened to the nurse. And we're calling the nurses' names. And you think that I should believe a political committee? What are you talking about, Serwaa? Are we kids in this country? How did this matter even become political? How the hell are the NDC able to even talk about politics in this matter? Because the nurses claimed that the minister, or they described the minister in a certain way. All of a sudden, they are politicians because they describe the nurses in a certain way. Is that so? In this country, the NDC went behind their members in the name of UTAG, in the name of unions, and ran down MPP government. They were not party people. I'm glad that today, finally, Hamza agrees with me and supports me, that people like Bransford Jampo were basically doing NDC work as NDC members. Because what the secretary to the Ghana Registered Nurses Association, they claim has done, is not even 1% of what Bransford Jampo did to the MPP government in this country. I sat here and I told you that Bransford Jampo was NDC and didn't mean anything, didn't mean well for Ghana, and it was just NDC politics. They said that, no, he's a union leader doing his work. You are calling nurses who have been hurt emotionally, psychologically, who have been threatened by hoodlums on motorbikes, whose spaces have been invaded, which we have all seen on video. You are here saying that, somebody has been vindicated. The gentleman should be arrested by now. Whether there was a physical assault or not, the gentleman should be arrested. Is it not a shame that as we speak this morning, not a single arrest has been made on the gentleman? And we are here talking about a nurse who is being accused of not having a fracture by a political committee. Are you aware the gentleman went to the hospital again yesterday? Are you aware, Serwaa? Are you aware he went to the hospital again, Hamza? Are you aware that he went to the hospital again yesterday to cause the same pandemonium? That video is also there. In fact, he shared it himself. And he will do it again. You know why? Because he's walking on the streets. And instead of being arrested and the laws taking over and dealing with him, we have the government rather going after the nurse and trying to prove that the nurse was fractured or not. Are you aware that the Nursing Association are also alleging that the committee did not speak to the doctor that treated the nurse? You are aware? That is what they are saying, that the committee did not speak to the doctor that treated the nurse.
But the committee spoke to the nurse.
It is only the doctor that treated the nurse who can prove what actually happened to the nurse. Today, if you go to the police to go and report me for assault, do you know what the police will ask for? Go and get a medical report. It is that medical report that the police will use. And the PRO who spoke here made a point, which is a very, very valid point. Sometimes, even when we have car accidents, we can get to the hospital, we say we are fine. The doctors will say, no, lie on the bed. Lie on the bed. And they'll give you treatment based on how they think. They can look at the accident and determine how they think. And sometimes you can even wake up the next day and have pains you didn't have the day before.
Okay.
We are here occupied, shamefully as it is, sadly as it is, occupied with vindication of a political committee set up by a minister who is already fighting the nurses that the nurse didn't have a fracture or not. And we have ignored the fact that the criminal who went to the hospital to go and cause mayhem is still walking freely on the street. This is a shame. This is a gentleman that stood on the street of Accra, blocked a hospital. You see, so before I land, if you run a country where everything is allowed to be hidden under politics, you cause a lot of problems. And we are here. One day, Ralph will enter GHOne and cause more trouble than he's caused at Rage. We were here in this country when this same Ralph guy blocked 37 military hospital and told citizens who are rushing their kids to the hospital and told them that that there are Ghanaians are animals, and so if one dies, what's the problem? The man he spoke to in that manner, his child died. He lost his child.
Did he?
Yes.
As a result of that?
Yes, of course. He was going to the hospital. Yes. In fact, recently when the Rage matter happened, the gentleman has come to speak up. This same guy moves into an emergency center. The mere fact that he puts camera on even patients in the hospital itself is a crime. Why is he working? And you think that is not politics? The nurses can do all the politics they want because they are right. Because the government is shielding that criminal. That is why the criminal could wake up again yesterday and come to the same Rage hospital. For me, I keep saying, I have no surprises. This is the same John Mahama that I know. This is the same NDC that I know. It will not be the first. It will not be the last. They will do it again. The nurses can pursue their fight all they want in the court. But this is the NDC we bargained for.
Okay. I mean, before I come to you, though, I mean, I listened to Tony Goodman, who is PRO for the Health Ministry, speak on a different channel, Channel 1 TV, and say that the doctor in question, the doctor who treated the nurse, was spoken to. And there are medical records. I mean, even if, assuming that the doctor wasn't spoken to, you have been to the hospital, you know that there's always a medical report after a doctor has attended to you. And the medical record or reports showed that she had no fractures or dislocations, and she was treated with pain relief and psychological support. Shouldn't that be enough to show that indeed there was no dislocation, there was no physical assault?
You see, I mentioned earlier on that the only person I've heard make any discerning comment on this matter from government was Hamza. And I agree with him in several aspects. If the committee releases their report and the entire conversation and our focus is on a fracture, we miss the point. For me, I keep saying that I have seen on video harassment of nurses in an emergency ward. The nurses are alleging physical. The gentleman is denying same. A political committee says there was no fracture. The political committee admits that there was pain. And once you admit that there was pain and painkillers were admitted, it means that there was physical assault. So you are the lawyers. You are the ones pursuing law.
It was assault, not physical assault.
But why? Why would there be pains and being given painkillers if there was no physical assault? No, they said he was being given painkillers.
I did not see that. For the purposes of our viewers, that she reported pain.
Exactly.
And then go on. She reported pain.
I want to read verbatim, right? What exactly the report said. So, hold on a bit. Okay, so the state of security, number of nurses. Please forgive me. I want to read exactly what the report said without having to. Okay, so there is, although there's a video evidence of a verbal or word altercation between Ralph, his colleagues, and staff members of the hospital, we are yet to receive any video evidence or a witness account of the alleged physical altercation or attack. There is, however, documentation in the hospital health information management system that the alleged victim reported her injuries on the left hand the next day and was further treated. There was no evidence of fracture to her left wrist or dislocation of her right shoulder joint as documented in her medical records. Okay, you're actually right. She was treated with pain relief, bed rest recommended, and received psychological support from a psychologist.
So we are just a problematic group of people. Listen.
I mean, I had to read that.
Listen, I know.
You're right. Yeah.
We are just a problematic group of people. Listen, we should be on the side of the nurses and the hospital. We should. The details of the types of injuries are tertiary, not even secondary. The primary and fundamental problem here is that a hoodlum invades an emergency center, flashes cameras in the faces of patients and victims who are receiving emergency treatment, harasses everybody, including the patients. That is what we should be talking about. In terms of the fracture, the level of injury, the nurse has sued the guy. It is not up to a Akando's committee to determine it. The court will determine that. The nurse has sued the judge. Are you telling me that if the nurse doesn't think she has any proof or evidence of her injuries, she will sue the guy in court? Let the court handle that. It shouldn't take Akando, who is already fighting the nurses, to come and tell us through his committee the level of injury the nurse had. It is a shame that this morning, all of us on this set are not calling for the Ghana Police Service and the government to arrest the guy. It is a shame. I leave it there.
Serwaa.
Relax. She will call you.
Yes, Hamza coming.
She will call you.
Serwaa. Listening to miracles.
No, don't listen to me. I'm just.
I am appalled at the hypocrisy that appears to be characterized in his submissions. On one hand, we should run away from doing politics with the matter. On the other hand, he appears passionate, emotional, politically driven than the very people championing their concerns. What kind of double standards is this? You are finding ways to rope government into the matter. Why this double standard? Yet, on another vein, you are saying we should not do politics with it. Serwaa, from day one, when the incident broke, the health minister got to the Rich Hospital and indicated to the whole nation that on the aspect of criminality or possible criminality, a report had been made to the police to handle that particular aspect, and proceeded to set up an investigative committee to aid his ministry in terms of how to handle the issue. So it is inaccurate to do your partisan politics by creating the impression that the minister responsible for health is engaged in a tussle with nurses in this country. That is inaccurate. If there's anybody engaged in a tussle with the minister responsible for health, it is the secretary of the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association who went berserk on national television questioning the professional background of your health minister, Dennis Miracles Abuaji, and seeking to create an impression as though those who are engaged in farming are inferior when it comes to other professional backgrounds. The minister responded and handled the situation in a more responsible manner, as a leader should, because he understands that it is his responsibility to protect the interests of all nurses, regardless of how rude or reckless some of them would have been, like the secretary. So he demonstrated leadership. And I can understand your venom against the Honorable Akando, because you agree with me, even in your politics, that when it comes to the nurses front, in fact, he was the champion of their interests when you guys were in power and took them for granted. So you are doing everything within your power as a political party to distract him. And I can assure you that he's not a man that you can easily distract. Now, they have presented before you an issue that has to do with the assault at Rich Hospital. And you have decided to rope in the likes of Professor Ransford Jampo, the very people you worked with closely to take His Excellency President Mahama out of government in 2016. Today, Ransford Jampo, who has never said anywhere that he's a member of the National Democratic Congress, you are comfortably branding him as a member of the NDC on that basis. So at the time you guys were working with him in 2016, was he a member of the New Patriotic Party? In any case, was Ransford Jampo the only professional in this country who stood up against your recklessness and corruption in the last 8 years? The Secretary General of the Trade Unions Congress, tag national president. Remember, Ransford Jampo was not the national president of the teacher training, of what's the name? UTAG, University Teachers Association of Ghana. They all stood up against you because of your recklessness and your appetite for corruption. So let us learn to separate the issues. What do you expect government to do in this matter? If you have any missiles, and I agree with you, that indeed the police should have an interest in curtailing the activities of RAF. I find his activities repugnant. I find it unacceptable. And I'm a proud member of the National Democratic Congress. And I believe sincerely that even the government finds this unattractive. That's why it has been reported. So if you have any issues, call on the police CID to do their work. In any case, what kind of hypocrisy is this? When certain leading members of the New Patriotic Party are found on the wrong side of the law, and the police go out of their way to invite or even arrest them, you have issues with it. But because it has to do with another citizen of Ghana, you want to see the police work assiduously, even against their own laid down rules and regulations. I expect you, hopefully, that tomorrow, if your boss is invited to appear before any of our investigative bodies, you'll be prompt in telling him to proceed. Or you'll be prompt in calling the security agencies to go and arrest many of your colleagues that they are looking for. Have you ever, with this passion, in the interest of the Republic, called for the coming home of what's the name, Dr. Ken Oforiatta, your finance minister? What kind of selective justice is this? Be like me, miracles. I have called the gentleman out and have condemned his action. I expect that semblance of nationalism in you as a political party communicator, and of course as an aide to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Let us see change in your activities in opposition. But to create an impression that a minister responsible for health is at loggerheads with nurses is disingenuous, to say the least. When you know that even there were nurses in this country, Concerned Nurses Association, who released a statement to condemn the unethical and reckless commentary of their General Secretary. That is the difference between the two of us. If it was under the NPP, I am sure that by now the Secretary General of Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association would have been flown out of the country, like we had to fly the likes of Manasseh Azure and go out of the country for doing their work. But here you are, you have a minister who is listening and engaging and actually responding to the things that matter as far as the health sector is concerned. And you see, so we're back to the substance of the report. We have not said on this platform that there was no assault. And Dennis, there's a huge sea of difference between physical assault and assault. And if you Google it, it will be explained to you. You don't need to go anywhere to search for the difference. Just Google it. There's a huge difference between assault and physical assault. And that is why I believe that based on the videos I watched, I am clear that the nurse was assaulted. That's why I believe so. And that's why I'm calling for the arrest of those who went to the hospital that day and for investigations to commence. And government is not standing on the way of the CID when it comes to looking for those people to arrest. But I agree. If you look at the content of the report, it tells you, Serwaa, that indeed the committee did a very good job. If I claim to be assaulted and I go to the hospital, we all use the hospital facilities, and I tell the doctors that I've been assaulted, they are supposed to examine me. And when they examine me, they will write their notes. I came to the hospital on this day, this date, and complained that there was a physical assault. And they examined me and said I was under pain. They didn't see any fracture. They didn't see any dislocation. But pain, they gave me a painkiller. It will be part of the medical report. It does not mean that my rendition to the doctor is true. It could also be true. So the doctor in his notes will capture all that. So if it is captured and indicates that the nurse reported pain, clearly, a painkiller would be given when you are dealing with pain. And so it is left onto the nurses. And I agree with you when you said that he has decided to go to court. Fair idea. The court is not a place you can go and throw about any schemes simply because you want to achieve a certain end. The nurse will be required to show evidence of that physical assault. And the judges who would sit on it, they have listened to the PRO of the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association, who argue that they have a video of the assault. The General Secretary says they have a video of the assault. The court will be interested in having access to that so-called video of the physical assault to make a decision on the matter. So the fact that the nurse has gone to court does not mean that the matter has been settled. And we must desist, Serwaa, from dealing with this issue with political lenses. And I thought that my initial call for the arrest of Ralph and his condemnation would have given some form of background for the likes of my friend, Dennis, to begin to appreciate that sometimes when it comes to especially health delivery, we must approach it with a nationalistic view, not this petty partisanship. It is unacceptable, Dennis.
Okay, Dennis, you want to come in quickly?
Of course,
before I move in?
of course.
Okay, please do. So I move on.
So what you see, for me, a fight between NDC and the nurses, honestly, it's none of my business.
Really?
It's
Because,
not?
No, it's not.
Really?
Oh, why are you, when you were speaking, I didn't speak. It's none of my business because some of us always said it. We told the nurses that this NDC party is not a party that you entertain. We saw what the Nursing Association did to the MPP when we were in power. We saw it. The same Dr. Tinkran that they are accusing. Go to your own portal and go and read the stories about what they did to our government. So me, I'm not surprised. When you go to the market and you bargain for something, what you get is what you live with. Because the NDC and the way Hamza is speaking now, the insensitivity he is expressing now, the way he's going after everybody that comes in their way, it's not going to change. It is going to be like that for a very long time. Nothing will happen to the criminal Ralph. Nothing will be done to him. He's going to walk free. Give yourself 3 months, you will see him in another facility misbehaving in the same manner. Why? Because he led the charge with some of his friends like Oliver Bomawo and Professor Jampo to cause chaos on the street of this country to get the NDC to power. That is basically what it is. That's the only reason why Hamza and the NDC and the ministers are dilly-dallying and protecting him. And that's the only reason why he hasn't been arrested. And that's the only reason why yesterday he went back to the hospital. Nurses should protect themselves. I will not debate Hamza on any of these things. Nurses should protect themselves. They should make sure that when a criminal like Ralph invades your space and you know that he can harm you, knowing the stance of government, knowing that when you complain of being physically in pain, they would try to exonerate him. Please protect yourself. Because you see, I am at a loss. I am completely at a loss. The tangent, the manner in which the NDC, especially Hamza and his friends, are handling this nurses matter. But like I keep saying, that's what we bargained for. We have a democracy where there's nothing we can do about it. We have to live with this albatross for the next 1,200 days. And for them to continue to even behave as if they are still in opposition. You see, Hamza speaks to us anyhow. People that are in government that we have given them our constitution to lead us, we are paying them with our taxes and everything. They speak to us anyhow. Arrogantly. They throw their weight about. They tell us anything they want. Because in their minds, 7 December 2024 was a sale of Ghana and our rights to them. And wasn't necessarily for them to come and lead us. How long this will last is what I don't know. But I can assure you one thing. This is fast getting to an end without they realizing.
All right, let's move on. Let's talk about your candidate and the NPP very quickly and tie that in with what's going to happen in Aquitia come September 2. So this morning, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia will be filing his nomination at the party headquarters. We also know that at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock, Dr. Yao Osei Educhum will file his nomination forms. Kwabena GHOne has done his. He was the first to file. Kennedy GHOne also filed yesterday, August 27, 2025. But Dennis, we have seen the global info analytic polls. We have seen that your candidate seems to be in the lead. But there is a lot of internal conflicts in your party, from financing to tribal remarks. And the question on the minds of many is, how do you intend with this attitude to get yourself together once you have a flag bearer to take power from the NDC come 2028?
Okay, so thank you. And I mean, I think at this point, Hamza can leave.
Why should he leave?
Why are you always not comfortable with me commenting on?
Yeah, because
happenings
it's
within the
none
new
of your
people?
business.
Is it not?
No, it's not. He
It's
doesn't
not?
wish us well. He doesn't wish us
Oh,
well.
I wish you well.
Please,
I
let's
wish
go
you
on.
well. You know I wish you well.
So, Serwaa, I think that this morning, in the next 1 hour, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia will be filing, and this will mark the beginning of another journey towards the presidency. I, together with hundreds of thousands of Ghanaians across the country, are without doubt that amongst all the candidates who are running, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia stands tall. He is the most prepared of all the candidates. He is the formidable candidate you can find amongst the lots. And for us in the MPP, all we want is a win in 2028. And clearly, he is a winnable candidate to take us into 2028. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has, over the period, built himself and prepared himself for this moment. He has traveled this journey in the last elections. He knows the ropes of this journey. He knows where to run, where to walk, where to jog. He can clearly anticipate where there will be potholes and what have you. And so for a party that has very limited time to prepare and go into a contest like 2028, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia gives us the best chance. He's our fastest path to victory in 2028. You see, the NDC will be coming into 2028 with an incumbency advantage. And you know, with every multi-party democracy, incumbency advantage is a critical element.
But you have that in 2024.
Yes, but it's an element. But this is what happens. The history or the electoral trend of this country clearly shows that this country's socio-political setup is not primed for a first-time candidate, and that the country likes to hear, assimilate, and soak your vision for a while, and most of the times run some comparisons against what others are doing before they come to understand and have some better appreciation of what you are preaching. And that is why, if you look at it, since President Rawlings came and we started this whole multi-party thing in the Fourth Republic, apart from President Mahama, who was an acting president in 2012, all other candidates who came for the first time lost their elections. But they had gone ahead to win in subsequent elections. Politics is science. Politics is sociology. And so if you have to work with the data, the science of it, we can clearly tell that now that the NDC are disempowered with the completion of Mr. Mohammed's tenure, and they have to introduce a new candidate, the only leveler between the MPP and the NDC in the 2028 elections is for us to repeat our candidate so that we get that one advantage of having that consistency to at least try to match up with the political history that we have to give us a brighter chance in the next elections. You see, everybody could win. Anybody can win. Until you go into the contest, you can run your own permutation and say, I can win. Every election is a risk, but you look out for the one that gives you the least risk. You, as a first-time candidate, you could go and get 80%. You could also get 70. You could get 50. You could get 20 or 10. But between you and Hamza, the one that we can hazard the risk is the person or Hamza who has actually gone before, and we can ascertain that, when Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia went for the first time, he managed to get nearly 42%. At least we know we have tested his strength. It is difficult for us to drop that and come for you, who is telling us and giving us indications of what you can do. Yes, you could do it, but we are not sure yet. What we are sure of is that when we present Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the likelihood of he gaining 42% and more is higher because he has the base. I've heard people make.
Are you willing to take that risk?
Yes, I think the party has already shown that over the period.
But your opponents say that you should not present the same candidate who gave you such an abysmal, performance.
You know what the data actually shows? The data actually shows that in this country, those who give abysmal performance tend to become presidents than those who have none. And when you are going to strategy, you go with information and data. So you are right. Nana had an abysmal performance in 2012, but he became president in 2016. President Mahama
You had a lot
one,
of data conjecture when you were going into the 2024 elections with Dr. Bawumia, but you still lost.
But you always would have to work with data than assumptions. Always. Assumptions is worse. It's more terrible. President Mahama had one of the worst defeats ever in the history of this country as at 2016.
But I haven't seen any worse defeat than what you said.
No, I said as at, please follow my words.
Okay.
As at 2016.
And then you were...
As at the time, yes. As at the time, it was the worst performance.
Okay.
You remember in 2017, you and I are social media animals. You remember in 2017 all the way to 2019, you said, oh, by December, the NDC go. Remember? Oh, by December, the NDC go. Who would have imagined, who would ever have thought that there would be a time where President Mahama would come back 8 years later to become president? So we are working with data and information. Assumptions, when you bring it to the strategy room, has less efficacy than data and statistics. And the data shows that, like you are saying, all the presidents, apart from President Rawlings, are presidents who had abysmal performance in their first elections and yet went on to win. That is what the data tells us. So even if we are to go by that argument, then still Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, stands tall. But you see, the party is poised for victory in 2028.
Are they?
No experiment, no, play around, nothing else. What you are seeing, which you call internal issues, is not new to any of us who are in the political space. You remember Fonka Games? Do you remember Fonka Games?
Yes.
The one that led to the founder's wife, the founder of the NDC's wife, moving away from the NDC and setting up a party. NDC didn't collapse. Do you know the number of times NDC and MPP have been alleged to be collapsing, and yet we are here? So don't worry about that. What we will do is to continue to call on our people to be measured. I don't see why we are going into a contest, and I need to destroy you falsely in order to get any political gain. I think it's very infantile. If you do that and I watch you, I realize that you have no substance. Go and look at any of my commentary. Never. I don't even mention any of the candidates in it because it's needless. There is no politician or no candidate that doesn't have weaknesses and threats. Every human being has strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. That is why when you are taking a decision, whether corporate or political, you would run a SWOT of everybody. When you run the SWOT, each of the columns would have strength for all of them. There will be weaknesses also for all of them. And there will be opportunities for all of them. Likely, there will be threats for all of them. So what you do is that you put it on the graph, and the one who has the highest strength, the highest opportunities, is the one you run with. It doesn't mean that person you are running with doesn't have even a single weakness or a single threat. So for me, I think it's very cowardice for anybody to campaign on the back of, you cannot do this, you cannot do that, this person couldn't do this. How about what you can do? And that is what I call on all of our opponents to do that. Stop talking about what anybody cannot do and what anybody isn't. What are you bringing to the table? And so far, it's difficult for anybody to pinpoint any of the candidates telling us what they bring to the table. Why do you think you are the guy for the MPP? Why do you think you are the guy that can win MPP power? All you hear them saying is, Bawumia, 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 and it tells you about the formidability of Bawumia.
So then I'll ask you the same question. Why do you think Dr. Bawumia is the one who would lead the MPP to victory? Because he was given a chance in 2024.
I've told you already. I've told you that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, 3 things. Let me sum it up in 3 things. He's the most prepared. He's the most marketable. In elections, brand identification is crucial. John Mahama. It makes a lot of difference. Nana Akufo-Addo. It makes a lot of difference. Atameos, he did 3 times. Atameos. It makes a lot of difference. And I'm not the one saying it. Data shows. The science of the politics shows it. So that is one. Number 2, he is the one that has stood in the line of fire. You give Hamza the chance now. There are 5 or 6 contestants. He may spend his entire time on Bawumia. It tells you the formidability of his candidature. And that is what the party needs. That person that can stand in the line of fire, in the battlefield against our opponents. That is what we need. If anybody hears Hamza going after Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the person is not surprised. Because the person knows that he doesn't want Dr. Bawumia to succeed. Because if he succeeds, he is a threat to his party. The same way he will not want any other MPP person to succeed. So the formidability nature of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is without doubt.
So I don't want it to succeed.
He is the
I
most.
want it to succeed.
Oh, you
as
do.
M4C.
I beg you. he is the most winnable candidate because I have given you the background as to some of the science behind our electoral trends in this country. And amongst all those who are running, he's the one that has those elements that gives him the biggest chance to win. And so, first of all, look at all the other candidates. If we are looking for the one with the character of presidency, the one that has the humility that the Ghanaian person adores, the one that has the level of temperament, level of respect that the Ghanaian people adores, all of them have, but Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia stands tall. And so the party is clear in their mind that we are not going to allow the NDC to direct us, calibrate us to elect a candidate that they want. They know, and they are very much aware. That is why even as far back as 2020, the NDC started pitching Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia as if he's the one they were going to run against. Today, do you hear anybody talk about Mahama Nanajin president government before? How many times did you hear Mahama Emisata before? But you used to hear Akufo-Addo Bawumia. In fact, at some point, all of you stop even mentioning Akufo-Addo. Bawumia. I will share Sami. I called Sami. I said, why is Bawumia running as president? Bawumia, because strategically, the formidability of Bawumia in Ghana's polity is quite high.
Yesterday,
the argument that before you come in,
this is in relation to what you
so
said.
you don't distort me.
Okay.
The argument that he lost an election with 1.7 million votes, and so that argument is defeated
by
the record of the Ghanaian political history. The fact that former President Mahama actually lost an election by 1 million votes and yet managed to come back to win.
But 1 million is not the same as 1.7.
But the time 1 million came, it was 300,000.
Okay, yesterday, I'll come. Yesterday, when Ken filed his nomination form, he said everybody is calling for him to be president. You are here saying everybody is calling for Dr. Bawumia to lead the NPP. But Ken says that what he has on the ground, because I spoke with a few, the spokespersons for a few of the candidates, they all said, yes, that indeed they've seen this report that I talk about, this poll, but what they have on the ground is different. And Ken says that everybody is calling for him to lead the party.
That is why I don't debate these things. You know why? Because I say that you don't work with assumptions in politics. You work with data. Amongst all of them, the one we've actually tested and realized how much he can do, and we can tell that, okay, you did nearly 42%. You need just 9% to get the presidency. Is Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. All of them are saying we can do it. Yes, you could. But we don't know yet. So if we have 1,200 days and we have to take a decision based on data and assumption, how do we go with assumption when we are sure that with this one,
what data are you referring to?
The previous elections.
Okay.
That some 42% of the voters queued to vote for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. It means that for whatever reason, they have some confidence in him. Two things need to be done. Consolidate them, and now go out there to convince just an additional 9% to come and add on to vote for him. You are saying that, no. Because you got 42%, throw him away. But when I come, I'll win. How do we know what you will get? You could get 39. You could get 34. You could actually get 70 or 60. But we don't know that yet. Why would we throw away the possibility of simply working on 9% to add to the 42% that Bawumia have and come and take your hazard assumption of you could do it? That is the thinking of the MPP delegates across the country. So I am not disputing anybody. Someone will go into a contest and say that I cannot win. Everybody thinks they can win.
All right.
Understand? Until you go and realize that it wasn't like that. And we are saying that we don't have enough time to go in that experiment and try and error situation. We want to pursue what we know, consolidate what we've been able to do. Our job is to consolidate what we've been able to do and go after a 9%. That's an easier task than to say, let's go all out and go and look for some completely new 50%, which we are not sure whether you could do it or not. My closing remarks is that it's an internal contest. Let's not attack everybody. I don't like it when I hear people doing, and I did this, I did that, I did this, I did that. They are needless. What you need is to let the people know why you can win power for them. The only way you can win power for them is not what Hamza is not. Hamza couldn't do that. Hamza couldn't do this. So yes, after all is said and done, because Hamza couldn't do it, that is why we should give it to you? No. Hamza couldn't do it. Why do you think you can do it? Up to now, we haven't heard that. And we have just sold ourselves to Hamza Dems. And today, as he's coming to speak, he's going to pick on all the things that
Why are you so concerned about what I'm coming to say?
Our people have said to run us down simply because we have given him the ammo. My appeal to Hamza is that this morning, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is going too far. You should give him the courtesy and let him have his peace of mind. Tomorrow, when he comes, he can make commentary on it. He should listen to me. He should listen to this advice.
All right.
Thank you.
Hamza.
Oh, Serwaa, you see, if there's one thing I need to give to, then is that beautiful transformation in opposition. And I think that the national executive of the NPP must begin to take a cue from him. He appreciates where they are operating from now, not from the Jubilee House, but from their party headquarters. And so Dennis has decided to move away from the usual or the known animosity that characterizes communication in the past, where in their world they did so much and that had to be forced down the throat of the Ghanaian people, not through persuasion. So I'm glad that he has decided to come back to face reality. It is my hope that the NPP as a political party and their functionaries will begin to take a cue from him. Having said that, I sympathize, in fact, they have my sympathies, the delegates of the New Patriotic Party. In the sense that, Serwaa, they are being presented with a poisoned chalice. And whichever way they look, why are you trying to interject? Whichever the way they look, they have been presented with a poisoned chalice, unfortunately. And whichever direction they look as delegates, they would have to swallow one pill that would eventually kill them. Be it Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Brian Achampong, what's the name of the former education minister, Chum, and the likes of Kennedy Ajapong. There is truly no viable candidate for the New Patriotic Party to present in the 2028 general elections. We are dealing with people who have unforgivable deficiencies, both in character and in policy-wise. We know their track record, from Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia to Dr. Edu Chum and Kennedy Ajapong. We know them. Character-wise, these are not individuals. We can confidently take their words to the bank. That credibility deficit is lacking. We know the track record of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. The beautiful promises Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia led the New Patriotic Party from 2008 to give to the good people of this country. Indeed, he took credit for championing the 2016 electoral victory of the New Patriotic Party and that of His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo because of the work he did. But we saw that abysmal performance in government. We saw how reckless their decisions as far as the management of our economy led us to being blocked out of the international capital markets. We saw how under his tenure, debt sustainability became a ghost word in this country. So that track record is there. 1 million per constituency or district assemblies. Remember those promises? It's still fresh on our minds. So that credibility deficit is lacking. You come to the likes of Brian. These are people who unethically, even while serving as cabinet ministers, decided to go after state property to acquire them. And now such a person wants to be president of the Republic of Ghana. You can imagine what will happen to our Jubilee House. One day we will all wake up and Brian would succeed in mortgaging that Jubilee House to his own private company. So their track record is there. And yes, we have Kennedy Ajapong. And I agree with him when he talks about temperament. And that's why I'm telling you that his refined way of communication in opposition, he didn't want to go ballistic. But the truth is that Ken lacks that temperament. Unmeasured, unrestrained. A gentleman who can mount platforms and call for a certain tribe to be annihilated on this country. calling on others to come out with pistols and kill another ethnic group. That's the character the NPP is having to deal with. So look at the bag or the basket that we have been presented to.
It's okay. This is MPP.
Please. But it's important, but it's about the country, Ghana. Why is it?
You let's elect. When
Serwaa,
we elect, then you can...
Serwaa, this is the kind of people
we hear you.
that the MPP as a political party have paraded
We hear you. You go
to their delegates to make a choice.
And
that's why I'm saying that. Please, why are you interested in talking?
Because you should stop.
Why?
It's okay. It's enough. It's not your house business.
Let me land.
It's not his house business. Go and face Galamsey.
Serwaa,
Let's concentrate on our internal things.
I think that the delegates and NPP sympathizers must rise.
Why should they listen to you?
No, they must rise.
Because
There's the need for them to ensure that they are presented with the best in terms of choice.
We hear you.
So that they would have a future going into the next election. But unfortunately, what they are being presented today, because of those who have the deepest of pockets, of course, those Ghanaians to lead are people with deep pockets. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia served as vice president in the last 8 years. Ken got many of the juicy contracts. Same with Brian Achampong. Editum presided over our education ministry and was one of the richest ministers before leaving office. So that is what gives them the advantage. It is not that there are those who are better qualified within the NPP to lead.
You know more qualified persons?
There are many people in the NPP who, if you ask me, have the opportunity to lead.
So
I don't want to do any campaign for anybody, but yes, I agree with him. With this poison chalice, the lesser evil is my own big brother. And I say this because, and that is Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and I say this because, not because I think that he can easily be defeated in the 2028 general election, but I say this knowing that the MPP has been used to that failure for 16 years. And so that is why Dennis is urging him upon the delegates once again, because that is what they are used to. They are not interested in change.
It's okay. So
they are not interested in change. They just want the status quo to remain.
Let's go to the next topic.
For them to continue to recycle failure.
It's okay.
But I can assure you that though he may be best suited, and we wish him well.
You don't wish anybody well.
Out of all the aspirants,
you wish nobody well.
My big brother, that we want to become the
well.
next flag bearer.
It's okay.
But as to whether indeed he has what it
go
takes
and face Galamsey,
to be president of the Republic of Ghana, Serwaa, it should be clear to all of us.
Is there no other topic?
Even Dennis himself knows that when it comes to the leadership of this country, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia lacks that mettle to be able to provide the leadership that we need. And for us in the National Democratic Congress...
He's indirectly campaigning for your candidate.
We don't want him to campaign.
You don't want him to campaign.
No, I said that from the get-go.
No, we support Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
He said from the...
We don't want his support. He has
no... You don't want my support?
No, don't support us.
No, I can assure you that we support Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
We don't want it.
We want him to win.
Let's move on.
So he's our candidate in this election.
We'll hear what Dr. Bawumia will say after the filing this morning. But you mentioned earlier that you're going to go to Aquitia. I know Dennis is going to go there as well. So come September 2, which is Tuesday, the by-election will happen in Aquitia. Dennis, yesterday, your party held a press conference led by your Director of Communications, who said that you have picked intelligence that some thugs will be sent to Aquitia disguised as national security operatives. Do you have evidence?
Well,
but somebody is asking a question whether that is Dr. Bawumia's
yes, that's
Kennedy
Dr.
on there.
Oh, how does that look
like?
I
just got a text message that I should ask him whether it's Dr. Bawumia.
Yeah, because maybe the screen is Bawumia's moral.
Oh, okay.
Even the
but I'm looking at the screen now. It's very obvious.
He's an old man now. This is called the moral.
He said somebody
this
asked
for the
him.
John Alphas and the Gen Zs to understand. He said, where your lenses? Where the glass?
Okay.
Wait.
Dennis, let's go.
So, Serwaa.
Yes.
For me, the sum of all the issues are that what happened in Ablekuma North should not recur in Aquitia. It is dangerous for all of us. I think I've been making a point since the Ablekuma North situation that the gun doesn't know political colors. And in the midst of chaos, nobody is safe. Let's just go and put the ballot boxes there. Let the people whose names are in the albums walk and go and cast their votes. Let's finish count and go away. Nobody should suffer any degree of injury in these particular elections. It's not worth it. And this goes to both political parties. It goes to both political parties. NDC, MPP, all of us should resolve to move away completely from any form of electoral violence. I am against any form. So see me, I'm a Democrat. I believe in strong voices, plural voices. I am a very aggressive opinion holder. I feel that if I disagree with you, I should say it. I should say it without any fear. I should state my views. I have been like that since age 5. I don't think it's chaos. Words are not guns. Words are not bullets. That is why our democracy gives us ballot boxes for us to go and express our views and get it counted. Nobody should come to Aquitia with machoism. Nobody is invisible. No single human being is invisible. There's a saying in Akan, which I've forgotten small. I say, you know, like if you show too much manhood, you know.
I don't know that.
Manliness, something. You see, the last time I said something, when you go into an electoral violence and you think that you are coming with macho men, you know what the strategy is? You can only succeed when your opponent didn't prepare. Like we didn't prepare for that in Ablekuma North. So when you are coming with even 20, 30 and they are following you, oh yes, when you come and meet miracles, you beat me like they nearly did to me by the grace of God. I thank God. Even next week Sunday, I'm going for Thanksgiving service. I nearly. Because what they did to our commission, if they had identified me, they will not allow me to leave.
No, they like you. I don't think.
No, but they came at me. Do you know how I survived?
I'm told they were your party.
Please,
I'm told they were your party.
But Dennis,
I
mean,
my life was at stake. You are my
Dennis,
friend.
but you haven't answered my question.
I'm going to answer. I'm going to answer. My life was at stake. I beg you.
Okay.
Don't wait for me to go before you come. Come and write things and say, Dennis, the way. No, I beg you. I beg you. Serwaa?
Yes.
I am saying. So you see, when you are coming with even 10 macho men, and the other person decides to come with 15 macho men, what happens is that the 15, they will take your people 1-to-1, and you, the politician who is not strong. Because all of us politicians, none of us are strong. None of us. No, none of us. Hamza seated here and me, we are not strong. Our strength, in all this political violence that we talk about, is our mouth and working with macho men. None of us can fight. Me, I don't remember the last time in my life that I threw a fist. I can't do it. I always tell people that if you are my girlfriend, I'm working with you. And I meet Hamza, hey, I'll beg him. I will not prove anything to you, the girl, because I am not strong. So if you come with 10 macho men, and your opponent comes with 15, they will do 1-to-1, and you, the politician, you'll be exposed. You will be killed. And that is what I am begging. Because as for Aquitia, it will not be like Ablekuma North if we are attacked. It will not. It will not. As for Ablekuma North, we all went in thinking that, even at some point, our party said they will not contest. You know, we went in thinking that, we are going to vote. I saw it with my eyes. And I am begging, let all of us resolve. Because if there is chaos, have you been to Aquitia before?
No.
It's not like Ablekuma North. It is a I nearly said something I don't want to say. So it's a mining area. Okay? It's a mining area with a lot of forests and a lot of communities where you have to travel on third roads for hours. If you do it, you are risking your life.
Okay, but you still haven't answered my question. Do you have evidence that the NDC is disguising thugs?
The National Executive spoke because they have been there for weeks. Okay.
So you are not privy to that information.
So they would have a reason why they are making that way. You know that in the past weeks, even the police have arrested people with guns and what have you. But
the police has also given assurances that nothing like what happened in Ablekuma North is going to happen.
I thank them, but I am waiting to see because I was standing in front of them. They were 30 behind me. In fact, they were. Do you know where our community was standing? Our community was standing far away behind the police. The police themselves, when the boys were coming, they were running. It was one policeman. I'm still looking for him. That grabbed me and said, "Miracles can't come." And because of my height, I was put in a place where they couldn't make me out. But for my height, God knows why He does everything. But for my height, because me, if they had made me, see, the first guy who instigated the conflict there It was me he came at. I was granting an interview to City and saying something, and then he said, Miracles, Jaisa. It's on TV.
Because I'm told they were people. They like you a lot. So he was making fun of you or something.
Hamza, if you do that, I'll have issues with you. This is life at stake. The gentleman who instigated the violence, he came to see me granting interview to City. Then he started insulting me. So he went, and 5 minutes later, he came with them. They came for me, but the height.
Oh, no. I'm not sure. I watched the video. I saw you granting.
Well, I'm telling you, I'm there. You are talking about video.
So I watched that.
I'm there. You see, you go to Aquitia and let this thing happen again. Then when you come, why would it happen? That's what I'm begging you. You run.
But the police has also told you that what happened. They acknowledge what happened.
Okay.
8 persons have been convicted as a result. They have told you,
they haven't been
and
convicted. They're on bail.
They have been
charged, yes, and have been granted bail.
Yes, actually, and they pleaded guilty, all 8 of them.
Hey, politics.
They all pleaded guilty to that, right? And so the IGP himself has given several assurances that what happened in Ablekuma will not happen.
I always say that when in the middle of the night I have an issue, the only people I'll call is police. So I always refuse to antagonize police because I fear.
That's good.
Because if I go on that tangent and I have a problem,
call them,
they are the ones that I will call, and if I call them, they won't come.
So you believe them?
As for the police, they are my friends. I am begging them that the assurance they are giving us for the sake of Ghana and for the sake of the lives of the citizens, they should at least live up to that expectation. I'm begging IGP. They should at least. So I've seen the thing with my eyes. It's not a pleasant thing. It's not something that anybody should embrace. MPP, NDC, I'll never tell my MPP people to go and do Valley. I'm begging them too. I'm begging NDC. We are all coming to Aquitia to come and help do Go TV. That's all we are coming to do. Get out to vote. We beg you, come and vote. We beg you, that's all we are coming to do with our mouth. We beg them. Nobody should beat Hamza and I. It's not only about us. The fact that Hamza is in power doesn't mean he cannot be beaten. No. If he finds himself in a Chimwenji, if he finds himself in a Chimwenji, they can come at you. I'm only begging that they shouldn't beat us. We are only coming to help to help up. And the police, they should protect us. That's what we are saying.
Which they have said. Hamza.
Serwaa, you see, the difference here is that we as a government accept responsibility in ensuring peace in the Aquitia by-election. And I think that we have demonstrated that commitment using the fallouts from the Ablekuma North by-election. We have been able, through cooperation with the Ghana Police Service, like you indicated, presented about 8 people before the law courts of this country. They have been granted bail and they are undergoing trial. That is commendable. And you agree with me that it is a marked departure from what used to be the norm. Indeed, the country is yet to come out from the shock that we're subjected to when the likes of miracles. That's why I'm surprised about this preaching. Because indeed, this kind of preaching would have been very helpful in averting many of these instances in the past. Remember the West Wagon by-election violence. A member of parliament was assaulted on live TV. A committee was set up. And we requested that these people should be sanctioned. As we speak, many of those who were guilty have been flown out of the country. We can't even trace them. Today, you have a government that promised a reset. And then that is why, that no matter how bitter it appears, the CID, they have been empowered to go after these 8 identified people.
They shouldn't beat us before you go after them, Hamza.
Because the intention is to discourage that behavior. So I can assure you that in Aquitia, we would go there as a political party.
Yes, I want to hear that.
And conduct ourselves in ways that are promoting, or that can be deemed as promoting our democracy, than taking us back, unlike many of you did in the past. And that is the naked reality. You see, for us to discourage this kind of behavior, Dennis, for us to discourage this kind of behavior, it is important for us to remind ourselves of that unfortunate past and how complicit government, even through national security, decided to embolden this kind of activity using macho men in our elections. National security was used as the cloak under which many of these people operated in the past. That is not the situation today. And until there's evidence that those who misbehaved in Ablekuma North are actually NDC people,
So then people came
it
to
will
beat
be
us.
unfair for you. But are you underrating the implications of your internal contest?
Hamza.
The acrimony that has
Hamza.
characterized your
Why are you
competition for
doing
flag
this?
bearer.
So your
are
internal-
down- you are
your internal
underrating
contest
it.
people will beat you in
No, but let
Aquitia.
me make my point.
Your
I
internal
allowed you.
contest
I allowed
will
you.
beat you in
Don't
Aquitia.
interject. I allowed you. But you see, don't underrate the animosity that is characterizing your internal
Stop
contest.
that. It's dishonesty what you're
And
doing.
that is the
Stop
truth. But you see, Serwaa, for the first time, let us be unanimous in at least praising the Ghana Police Service for demonstrating tact and leadership as far as the Aquitia by-election is concerned. I monitor their activities. They engage political parties. They engage election observer bodies. And they proceeded to engage the Electoral Commission. And as I speak with you, they have been able to zone Aquitia, and they have a better understanding of what to expect and what to control in terms of conflict. But what was disappointing was immediately after the engagement with the Ghana Police Service, their national organizer, in the person of Nana B, was the first to start that reckless tune of inciting violence. Because immediately he walked out of the meeting, even after that dutiful engagement by the CID, he proceeded to indicate that the MPP was preparing to protect itself.
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, but self-protection is a crime.
When the
You know, in
CID,
the law,
the Ghana Police Service,
it's self-protection.
please, I'm coming. When the Ghana Police Service indicated to all of us as political parties that they will provide their protection, but he chose the media. And I'm talking about the responsibility of leadership you spoke about. How there's the need for us to be responsible in our commentary. He proceeded to throw out that just after such a meaningful conversation with the IGP. Yesterday, in another unfortunate fashion of recklessness, their director of communications, and I'm convinced, I deal with Dennis, I've had beautiful discussions with him. I know that he disagrees with the position of the director of communications.
I agree. I'm here. I'll speak for myself. I agree. I do not disagree.
I know, but let me make my point.
I do not disagree.
I know. You see, that is why when you asked him whether he could substantiate, he quickly decided to distance himself from the National Executive Committee.
No, I haven't done that.
I'm not invited into the conversation, please.
No.
Let me make
Why
my
you are
point.
lying on
Why
me?
you say
You are lying on me.
No, why are you doing
No,
this?
you are lying on me. Did I distance myself?
You did. You said that
No.
probably he's privy to information that you are not privy to. Is
No.
that not the case?
You said
that
I should
distancing?
provide evidence. Then I said that I am sure the national executives who are on the ground have the needed evidence, and
So
that's
let
what they
me make
did.
my point.
So please,
I'll take
please.
note of that.
Thank
You see,
you.
so, but-
no, don't just take note. Withdraw it.
Please, I'm not.
You won't
I know
withdraw
what
it.
I'm talking
I
about.
am here, you
know
are
what I'm
lying
talking
on me, you
about.
will not
You
withdraw.
decided to
I haven't
distance
done
yourself
that. I
from it
haven't
because
done
that's
that.
why you deflected
Hamza,
by saying that he would be in a position because he's
Hamza,
on the ground.
I have not done
But
that.
you
Will you
see,
withdraw
Serwaa,
it?
I'm not going to withdraw.
You will not?
Serwaa, but the most
Dennis, please
important-
allow him to
it's
land.
No, but he's
deliberate.
lying
I know
on
how
me.
you
You're saying
feel.
that I should have. He's lying on me.
Serwaa, but that level of irresponsibility, you address a press conference few days to a by-election and throw out baseless accusations that indeed your opponents are trying to use tax in military uniform like you did in Ayaso West Wagon. And so you are informing the entire nation that you are also preparing to defend yourselves. Then what was the essence of the engagement with the Ghana Police Service? If indeed you picked up such intelligence, what prevented you from making that information available to the Ghana Police Service as a responsible operative of our political space? So you realize that the MPP, by their conduct, is deliberately trying to charge the momentum in Aquitia. Nothing more. They feel that that is the only way they can begin to have an opportunity as far as that seat is concerned. For them, it is about fomenting violence. And like they told us, even their flag bearer and former president told us, that they showed us more in Etiwa by election. So I'm not surprised that they seem to be learning from that hymn book. For them, this is an opportunity to demonstrate that they can be tough. But I can assure you, Dennis, and I need you to send this word to Richard and your national executives, that this political party that is in charge of the leadership of this country will not treat anybody who is found to be acting outside the law with kid gloves.
We use the same
and that
energy
we are
to
ready.
arrest Ralph.
we are ready
Use the same energy
for the likes
to
of
arrest
Richard
Ralph.
Ahiago and your national executives, your national
Ralph,
organizer,
you are
who
bluffing.
seem to be committed.
You are bluffing. Ralph
to
is on the streets.
Please,
You are bluffing.
But do they not have grounds to
they
quote
have,
unquote fear for their lives?
You listened to the press conference. You monitored the press conference. Did he throw out a shred of evidence to back these claims? Not even one.
They say that you did the same.
All the press
in the
conferences
past, you've done
we
the same,
held,
and you
all the press conferences we held, Serwaa, we presented them evidence. Go back to history. All the press conferences we held about their conduct in elections, even after Ablekumanov, when we picked signals before Ayaose West Wagon, when we picked signals, remember, our national chairman then addressed the media and gave you evidence. You took that for granted. And on the day, we experienced it. And remember, even at a point, the national executive chairman called for us to withdraw from Ayaose West Wagon because we knew what we were talking about. The gentleman faced the media for more than 1 hour and was unable to give you a shred of evidence of any form of preparation or whatsoever intended to foment trouble in Aquitia. So clearly, for them, it is an avenue to charge their support base in Aquitia and to get the people to be unnecessarily agitated in expectation of a confrontation. That is what he's doing. He is simply preparing the grounds for chaos. And I can assure them that this government will deal with anybody who thinks that they can undermine our electoral process under the guise of politics. We will uphold the law, even if we would be accused of witch hunting. If there are witches, as far as Aquitia is concerned, we will ensure that we hand those witches. Because we will do everything within our power to protect our democracy. And Serwaa, this 1992 democracy that we birthed is very dear to the hearts of the National Democratic Congress. It is the reason why at every turn we take steps to protect it. They may not understand what we had to go through to birth that democracy, because even in the promulgation of the Constitution, they boycotted. So I can understand them. But for us to demonstrate our commitment to democratic principles, it is not for nothing. That even if you look at the party's anthem, it has been explicitly captured that we will lead this country from victory unto victory through a stable democracy. That is how dear the democratic dispensation that we are enjoying is dear to us. They did not birth it, so they will be interested in things intended to undermine it. But I can assure Dennis and his likes and his national
assure the citizens, not me,
that we will protect the good people of Aquitia.
Arrest Ralph.
We will protect the NPP if they play according to the rules. But if there are people within your rank and file who feel that they can take us for granted,
just Ralph, you can't
be rest assured
Ralph,
that we will deal with them mercilessly.
Thank you very much, gentlemen, for coming on the show. Hamza Sunini Esquire is a private legal practitioner and a member of the NDC's communication team. Dennis Miracles Abuaje is the Director of Communications for the Baumia campaign team. Thank you.
He beat them.
It disrupted.
Oh, you're protecting the guy.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Oh.
Stay with me after the break. There's more. an educational fair called Uni Connect 2025. I'm joined in the studio by two bankers and the organizer of Uni Connect. And we're going to have another batch talk about the same thing, but from different institutions. Fafali is the organizer for Uni Connect. Fafali, good morning, and thanks for joining us. Nani Abankwa is the head youth banking for CalBank PLC. Nani, good morning. And Kwame Due Champon is the acting manager for youth banking at GCB Bank PLC. Good morning. You're welcome to the show as well. Okay, Fafali, tell us about Uni Connect.
Okay, good morning, everyone, and thank you for the opportunity. I'm Irene Milowo, Senior Admission Manager at Fafali Group, part of the team.
Oh, your name isn't Fafali?
No, I'm standing in for Mercy Fafali.
All right.
Yes. So I'm the Senior Admission Officer at Fafali Group, part of the team behind Uni Connect. So Uni Connect is all about connecting students to global opportunities, like putting them together. They will get admission offers. Either you want to study online or study in Ghana or study abroad. So it's all about putting students in connecting students with universities abroad. Yeah.
Okay. Let me come to GCB now. How are you helping students in this journey?
Okay, thank you. So first of all, we'll have to interest that GCB is the headline sponsorship for this very program.
CalBank will be happy with that. Okay.
Headline sponsorship for this program. I will believe that education should be accessible to everyone.
Right.
Irrespective of wherever you find yourself. Hence, that meticulous attention in giving the necessary support to this. In doing this, we'll believe that time has come where a lot of attention needs to be paid to young people and students. And at GCB, we have a dedicated youth banking unit basically to help this. In this very program, all that we're trying to do is we want parents to understand and believe that we have enough resources and we have enough products in there for them to enjoy in making sure that their kids have the necessary education that they have. And in doing that, we have products like our bank assurance product, where it basically focuses on parents giving insurance policies for their kids throughout their education. We have the personal loans assets that we give to parents to support their kids when it comes to their education. So on this very program, it's just GCB showing our commitment to the youth and students to understand that we believe in education for all, and that's what we want to do now.
Okay, CalBank, what about you? What are you doing? How are you helping students and even families on this?
Okay, so I thank you very much. So CalBank, we are proud to partner with Uni Connect 2025, and indeed for us, as a youth, we believe that they are the next generation tomorrow. They are the leaders, and so for youth banking and CalBank, it's a community that we are developing, a movement that we are going to groom. It's not just about having these kids on board to have an account open and all. We are going to groom them. We're going to be their mentors. We are also going to create internship availability for them. I mean, of course, once you go through the Uni Connect, you get admission. If for any reason you need any internship, you need any coaching, you need any mentoring, so long as you are with CalBank, we say that we're going to make all these things possible for you. And then also to our parents, to the parents of this youth, of course, yes, we know that they need to remit their kids whilst abroad. We have a platform that makes it possible. We have special accounts that is available for parents to actually save up and then be able to also remit the kids whilst abroad.
Okay,
thank you.
So for the Fafali group, how does Uni Connect help, directly benefit the students and even parents?
Okay, Uni Connect, it benefits everyone that is involved. Like by bringing the students and universities internationally, or even here, we are also having universities coming from Ghana here. And the banks joining as a platform that we are creating where, like, as a platform where education meets opportunity. So the students are coming to explore options, study options, and scholarship options. They will discuss with the partner directly. It's like you come and meet the school representative directly. You speak with them directly, and there is the admission guidance. They will be providing you all the information that you need to study. Either you want to study online, abroad, or in Ghana here. So it's really important for the students to attend to this event, and also for the parents, it will guide them in give them more information about the costs involved and the scholarship programs that the schools are offering, and also the banks, also the options that are available. So it will help them take a good decision for the future of their children.
Okay, so when is this fair?
It's 29th August of tomorrow now. Tomorrow.
It's tomorrow?
Yes.
Where?
At La Palme Royal Beach Hotel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have to pay to participate?
Oh, no, it's very free. It's free.
Okay. What schools are coming on board?
We have Blue Ocean, Dubai. We have De Montfort University. We have Stanbridge University coming from Germany also. We also have Fersen College coming from Ghana here, and many more.
I see. Let me come to CowBank. Before I let you go, you have any special message for anyone who is watching who hasn't registered yet to participate?
So yes, thank you. Again, we say that CowBank, for the youth, we tell you that just come and register, come and participate, come and join the CowBank youth movement, and then let's guide you, let's mentor you, let's groom you to be a better person, to be the leader that you're supposed to be in the future.
Okay, what about you?
Thank you. We just want to encourage every young person, a student out there, to be part of this program. At GCB, we believe that you need to bank the future professionals now. Not only are we interested in just banking them, but we want them to know, you complete school and then you hear you're applying for a job and it'll be, give me 5 years experience, 6 years experience, 2 years experience. In the journey through GCB, you have the chance to have your internship, your national service, and all of that as part of your grooming process. Our entrepreneurship program that we have for students as part of their grooming. Not only are we preparing for the corporate space, but we are making you equipped for yourself and to get prepared.
So you're not, the banks, you're not only providing financial assistance?
Not at all.
What else are you doing?
We are giving these students rooms to come have their internship with us as part of their preparation for the corporate space. We are giving these students to have their national service with us. And then we are also more of like becoming a coach and a mentor to some of these students.
Okay. What about you, Carl? You're doing the same?
Yeah. We're also doing the mentorship, and then we organize workshops for them. We also get them internships to do.
Will you keep them after the internship?
Yes, of course, yes. If indeed they perform.
Right.
So it's a groom. So you need to groom and then get to the standard where CowBank really, you want to associate with that brand, yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, and I wish you the best tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Sorry, I didn't get your name.
Irene Milogo.
Irene Milogo. Are you Ghanaian?
I'm from Burkina.
You're from Burkina. Okay. All right. Irene Milogo works with the Fafali Group, and Nani Abankwa is the head for youth banking for CowBank PLC, and Kwame Doe-Champon is acting manager for youth banking, GCB Bank PLC. Well, we'll speak to another group, the heads of the institution, some of the schools that will be partaking in tomorrow's Uni Connect. So stay with us. We'll be doing that right after this.
And we will go home.
let's wrap up the conversation on Uni Connect, which is happening tomorrow at the La Palm Royal Beach Hotel. It's an educational fair. You earlier heard from the organizer and Carl Bank and GCB Bank on what they'll be doing for students, and even by extension, parents or families will be interested in this. Well, joining me now is, our representatives from two of the schools that will be at the event tomorrow. I have Abhishek, is that correct? Abhishek Singh, he's a director for academic partnerships at Blue Ocean Corporation in Dubai. And KK Negade, he's a head of student recruitment and external engagement at the Montfort University, also in Dubai. I will start with you, Mr. Singh. What makes you are from what? Okay, you are from Blue Ocean. You know, I mean, many people know Blue Ocean to be a hub for training. Why did you decide to come on board this event?
Yes, so if you see the history of Blue Ocean, it's been 28 years in Dubai. 28 years in Dubai, and we are number one in Middle East when it comes to corporate training, consulting, and conferences. We offer industry-ready, skill-oriented programs to young people, especially the working professionals, and we have trained over 500,000 people across Middle East so far. Now, when we think of coming to Ghana and represent ourselves in Uni Connect, we thought of introducing a foundation-level program in supply chain management. And it is in alignment with the Vision 2057 of Ghana, where the government is projecting GDP to go over $71 billion, and around 9% contribution will be from the logistics sector. So we could see a lot of demand coming up in the supply chain domain. And as we know that supply chain is industry agnostic domain, which means it exists in every industry. So it is very important for the youth, especially from the university and colleges, to be empowered with the skill set so that they are job ready. The industry would recognize them with an internationally benchmarked certification. So the reason of Blue Ocean Corporation to participate in Uni Connect is just to empower and educate the young people of Ghana about this.
KK, what about you? What makes Montfort University the right place for global persons who want to pursue global education?
Just to give you some background, the Montfort University is from Leicester, and in Leicester we're 155 years old. In Dubai, we are one of the top universities when it comes to the growth. We cater almost 75 nationalities, Ghana being one of the nationalities we are targeting. Plus, what is so unique is our growth rate and what we are doing different from other universities. We are quite approachable when it comes to the compliance part, because each and every university would have a biggest challenge when it comes to handling the compliance. We try to make it as easy as possible, and the transition from high school to higher education is always the critical part, and we are here to make sure that critical part is being taken care of.
Why should students and parents visit your stand tomorrow? What do they stand to learn or get?
If you want your dream come true, please come and visit us, and we'll definitely help you build the dream for you in through the higher education.
What about you, Mr. Singh?
We just want students to come and visit us to learn new skill, a skill which will remain with them forever in their life.
Right. So for persons who are unable to join the conference tomorrow or the fair tomorrow, is there any other way they can contact you?
I think we have our online, and we have our websites, we have our Insta page. Just connect with us, and we're more than happy to take you through the journey where you're going to smoothly ease off with your higher education dream.
Okay, but is there any special discount or program you're offering for persons who will attend tomorrow?
So Blue Ocean Corporation has developed some free programs around supply chain management. And we believe that the education in supply chain management is very important to impart. So this program is free of cost for all the Ghanaian students. And we will be happy, to meet the students on the stall tomorrow. And we would want to give them the free programs just so that they know what is there in the supply chain domain, what job roles, what prospects, where the country is going in the logistics sector. And then they can make a choice of moving on in the certification level.
Okay.
Yes.
But what I want to know is, are there subsidized fees or something for persons who will attend the fair tomorrow?
Yes. So with us, the program which we are offering is a skill-oriented program. It's an internationally benchmarked program from the Association for Supply Chain Management US. The fees is actually $2,000, but we are giving more than 50% discount tomorrow to anyone who's coming.
Yeah, we have very different approach. We have a package where we are trying to exclusivity for Ghana students. Plus, we are talking about 33 programs, which is market endorsed programs, and we are looking at award-winning program detailers to tell you what the program is and to make sure you are getting through what you have been told. And then whatever you see, you're going to make sure that your higher education dreams have been achieved through that.
All right. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for coming on the show. I wish you the very best tomorrow. Abhishek Singh is the Director for Academic Partnerships at Blue Ocean Corporation in Dubai. And KK Negade is the Head of Student Recruitment and External Engagement at the Montfort University in Dubai. Stay with me. After the break, there's more. Back to the show. This is GH Today. I am Serwaa Amihere. Let's talk about a device that could literally save lives. This is a household gas detector alarm. And I'm joined this morning by the Chief Operations Officer for Protected Electronics, Nathaniel Tete. Good morning. And Franklin Mensah. He's a Sales and Fulfillment Lead for Protected Electronics. Good morning.
Good morning.
So, Nathaniel, I'll start with you. Explain the device to us. What exactly does it do?
So it's a small device designed to continuously monitor and detect gas leakages at home.
Okay.
Yes, so whenever there's a dangerous high level of gas concentration, whether from your stoves, your cylinder, or any gas-powered appliance, the alarm goes off immediately. Yes, so it gives you that early warning that allows you to act fast and prevent tragedies, gas poisoning, or gas explosions at home. So basically what we are saying is that every household needs this device as far as you use gas at home.
Okay, but how does it work?
All you need to do is
You want to open it and show us?
Let me show you. So this is the device. This is how it looks like.
Okay.
Yes. So all you need to do is just plug it in your kitchen. It takes about 2 to 3 minutes to access the area. When it's done, you see a small monitor here. It goes 0. So when it detects the gas, the number starts to read from 0 to R. The higher the concentration, the higher the number reads, and the alarm goes off. Simply like that. You just plug it in your kitchen and leave it on.
So once the alarm goes off, then what?
Then you need to act fast. It's letting you that your gas is leaking. Okay. So you probably go to the kitchen and open the windows first. Normally, when the cylinders are leaking, what they intend to do is go to the cylinder and turn it off. But that's a very bad habit because you might not know what might start the fire. So the first thing you need to do is to go and open your window so that the concentration of the gas can go down before you attend to the cylinder or wherever the gas is leaking. Yes.
I see. What about you? So, I mean, there's so many things that you could have worked on in terms of electronics. Why this? Because there are people who say they've been using gas, cylinders for years. They haven't had any issues.
Yes, that's why the company is Protected Electronics. So it's just not about only gas detectors. Right. Yes, we are now bringing about many protective devices to protect our livelihood on our daily lives. Yes, so this is what we have for now. Currently, this is what we have for now. So as time goes on, there are going to be more products coming in.
Okay, you want to add something?
To add something. And you see, that's exactly why they need this device. Because gas we normally know is silent, odorless, and it doesn't inform before causing any disaster. And a single spark could bring disaster and all that. Yes. So we ensure everybody in Ghana, we urge everybody in Ghana to have this device. That's going to, because the cost of replacing items when fire explosion happens is more expensive than getting this device. What if there's a device that can alert you before the accident happens? You understand? People say that I've been using gas for 20 years and nothing has happened. It will just take one day for this disaster to happen. That is why you need this device. Something to alert you before the accident happens. As we all know, accident doesn't inform before happening. It just happens.
Absolutely. Yeah. How affordable and accessible is this device?
Oh, this is one of the most affordable devices.
How much is it?
This 350 cedis.
Okay. How long does it last?
It lasts longer. We have 1 year warranty. It doesn't expire. The protective thing about it is when you place it in the kitchen, it's there forever.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. And where can one find it?
Currently, we have products in Maxmart as that wholesale. That's where we have the products now.
Okay.
Yes.
Any of the Maxmart stores?
Yes.
Okay.
As that wholesale.
Okay. If there's anybody who wants to call as well.
Yes, so you can call us on 059-875-7295. Our office is at GHOne. And just as my colleague said, you can get some at Maxmart, you can get some at Aseda Wholesale, at Spentest, or any individual who wants some can call the number and come to our office to get it, or it can be delivered to you wherever you are in Ghana.
All right. Thank you so much for coming to talk to us. Before you go, I'll give you the final word on, if anybody is watching, why they need to buy this
So we say, as far as you're using gas cylinder at home for cooking or restaurants and all that, you need this device. You don't have to wait for the accident to happen before you say, I need to treat it. You need to prevent it. And this device has been brought to prevent such accidents from happening. So we urge every Ghanaian, and we've designed it for the regular Ghanaian to be able to afford it. Because our lives are some things that we can never replace. Because look at the gas explosions happening in Ghana now, happening at Kantomanto, happening at the universities, and a man lost his wife and 3 kids. If they had this device, it could have prevented the accident from happening. So,
how long has this device been in the system?
About 2 years now.
Okay.
Yeah, so we are now going hard. Our marketing team are working hard, putting it out there. So anybody watching us today can call our numbers and we will attend to them.
All right. Thank you very much for
Thank
speaking
you very much.
with us. Nathaniel Tete is the Chief Operations Officer for Protected Electronics.
Yes.
And Franklin Mensah is the Sales and Fulfillment Lead for Protected Electronics. Thank you, gentlemen. Stay with me. After the break, we're going to talk about the school placement system. Today, I am Serwaa Amihere. Before we wrap up the show, let's talk about the school placement system. I know that in the last couple of days, weeks, has been very topical. This morning, I'm joined by the Deputy Coordinator for the school placement system, Abdul Rahman Mohammed. Good morning.
Good morning.
And Godfred Boache is a member of the school placement system secretariat.
Good morning.
Good morning. I hope you're all well.
Yes.
Yeah? Doing great?
Sure.
So let me start with you, Abdul. How are you managing all the stress and the anxiety in the system?
Yeah, thank you very much. First of all, good morning to your cherished viewers. Greetings from the Director General and then Minister of Education, Honorable Haruna Idrisu. First of all, the results were released on Saturday.
Okay.
So as soon as the results was released, obviously parents will expect to know what is going on with the placement. And some of them had the idea or mindset that the release of the results is coterminous with the placement. Normally what happens is that when the results are released, we take the source data from West African Examination Council to do the processing. So that's why yesterday the Director General had to organize a press release yesterday to educate the public and give them the information as to our roadmap as to what to do. And by that, he indicated clearly that from now to the 8th of September, we are going to concentrate on the choice, the test for confirmation. What that means is that you've made your choices, you need to go and do the confirmation to check to see whether indeed the information you give at the district level is the same as what we have in our system. So by that, they have to go to the website and then go to the portal given to them, confirm choices. You enter your index number and then your date of birth. It displays all your choices and your gender. Because many a time we used to have situations where a male is posted to a girls' school, all comes from some of these errors. And to avert those ones, we need to make sure we do the sanitization of that data. So for now, that is what we are doing. And we also made it clear that on the 17th of September, we are going to release the placement. That's the information that is available.
But there's been a lot of quote-unquote controversy around the placement system that there are middlemen who have taken monies, because I think a year or two ago there were videos on the internet. People were seeing visibly frustrated parents because their children were not getting placed and people had taken monies from them. How are you addressing that?
Very well. For that particular information, I think the Minister and the Director General have made it very clear that we've involved the services of the National Security and then the Office of the Special Prosecutor to assist us in getting those people involved in that. And as part of the release that happened yesterday, I think the Director General made it clear that nobody is supposed to make any payments to anybody. What happens is that right after we release the placement, we have what we call resolution centers. The resolution centers is there to assist those who might have issues with their placement. So people take advantage of these resolution centers, engage them, solicit money from them, then appear at the center to come and do what they are probably supposed to do in the name of they helping them. So all we need to tell them is that nobody is supposed to pay any money to anybody. When there is any issue after the placement, make sure you access the resolution centers. We have resolution centers in the districts and the regional offices, including call centers that will be available for them to call to have that engagement.
Okay, let me come to you, Mr. Boache. Yes, what is the criteria for grouping, say, students A to a particular school? What do you look out for?
So, thank you very much and good morning. So, first we consider candidates for core subjects. We have the English language, mathematics, integrated science, and social studies. These 4 core subjects we pick from everybody. I mean the candidates. This year we are handling 603,000. So after picking the 4 cores, we consider the other subjects, the best tools that the candidates have performed better in them. Then we add the 2 to the 4, giving us 6 subjects. So we have 4 core and then the 2 best, making 6. These we consider the aggregate and then the raw score. The aggregate scores are the grades that you find on the face of the candidates' result slips. And then the raw scores, although they are hidden, but we take the data from WAEC. It is the scores that the candidates score to get those grades. So these two scores, the aggregate score and the raw score, help us to arrange the candidates in descending order using their these scores that I've already mentioned. So in that case, we refer to it as a placement by merit. So we are using the merit file to arrange the candidate from the top, the highest, to the lowest. And then we attend to them based on the positions on that arrangement. So it is like the best will be served first before the worst. And these, the system attends to each of them by placing them in the schools that they have already selected in the choice file. And the number that should be determined by a school and then the program has already been declared by the headmaster of the school, called the vacancy declaration.
Okay.
Yeah. So if, let's say, a school A, I don't want to mention any school's name here, a school A has declared...
But I mean, you have told us what the grade A schools are. So say like a Prempeh College.
Okay. if I'm
mention
permitted.
it for you, yes.
Okay, so Prempeh College has declared 100 candidates or 100 spaces for science. Now, if the placement start or the system start putting them in one by one, using the arrangement I've already said, by the time it gets to the 100th person, the moment the 100th person gets in, the space, science space in Prempeh College is filled up and it moves away from the system.
Yeah, but so then you would agree with me that it's a very unfair system because how many students, how many results were released? 600, was that what you said?
Some are pending, some results are pending, others have also been cancelled.
But I mean,
the totality is 603,000.
So let's say, give or take, that the ones that are pending, let's say 500,000 students.
Yes.
500,000 students. Prempeh College says they are taking 100 for science.
Yes.
And there are people who, I don't know how you feel that, is it alphabetical order?
No, please, by merit.
By merit?
Yes, please.
So what if there are 500 people who got the best grades, like 8 ones in science?
Exactly. So
what happens?
That is what I said. We don't only use the aggregates, the 666. We may even have about 1,000 guys scoring 666. We then go into the individual subjects. We first find the 4 core subjects, find their total raw scores. The raw scores are the marks that they will obtain to secure the 111. Somebody might have scored maybe 89, others scored 99, 95. So when put together, this bulk or sum of their marks determines where, although you have gotten 6, but where you are placed in the line. Then we attend to them based on that arrangement. So somebody who has scored aggregate 6, but had a total raw score, the totals will be 100 each, making the denominator will be 600, right? So somebody who has scored an aggregate of 6 with a total raw score of 550 will be handled before somebody who has scored although 6, 11116 aggregate 6, but total raw score of 540. So in that arrangement, it helps us to attend to them and also place them according to the merit that we have also talked about.
Okay, but Abdul, there have been allegations of, I've talked about the middlemen, but there are people who have also made the allegation that some persons have gotten higher aggregates, like 20 and stuff, and they found themselves in big schools or grade A schools, as opposed to some people who have had maybe 7 or 8 or the likes.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've heard those.
Absolutely. And what he said, I think, answers that, in the sense that when, for example, for a candidate to get a school, doesn't only depend on the grade the person had. Yes. Your residential status could also be used. So, for example, if maybe Achimota has declared 500 boarding, the students that chose Achimota basically are, let's say, 700.
Okay.
When the boarding spaces get filled up, what it means is that somebody who chose D would have the opportunity to go there. The program you also chose is also key. Somebody will choose Achimota and gets a grade of 15. It's possible that those who chose Achimota for home economics majority of them had aggregates from maybe 6 up to, let's say, 17.
Yeah.
The 15 will have the opportunity to go in there. But somebody will choose the same Achimota, maybe general art. But because of the number of people choosing, you even get 6 and then you miss out. So it doesn't only have to do with the grade, but the courses you are choosing and also your residential status. That's it.
Are there, times when you give priority to children of ministers or persons who, are in government? Does it happen?
We don't have any
What do
documents.
you call that?
They call that protocol.
Protocol.
Yeah, we don't have that on the table. As part of the work we are doing, we've not received any document to that effect. And I think the Director General made it clear that once you are posted to a school or placed in a school, you are not going to be moved from that school to a different school. You are going to stay there. So for now, that is what we are working with at the moment.
Okay. You want to say something to that?
Not really.
Not really?
Yes, please.
Okay. So on the issue of fairness, because telling us by word of mouth that the process is fair or will be fair is one thing, and for parents believing that. I want you to speak on that, and also what the spectacle that we saw about a year or two ago, where parents were frustrated. Some said they had to come and sleep at there was a particular center.
Yeah. At the point they went to the Independence Square. There was a year they went to Independence Square.
And, visibly very angry.
Absolutely.
And, sad, frustrated. How do you intend to deal with all of that? What's the plan?
Okay, so the first assurance should come from the Secretariat ourselves. The moment the placement results is released and there's a hitch on our infrastructure, especially the internet connectivity and bandwidth, it creates a whole lot of issues, especially with the candidates. When they are going to select, see, they have been at home for a very long time. They've been told that the results are out. Then they are going out to check. Their colleagues have checked, they've gotten their results. But whilst they are checking, they are not getting it. The system has crashed. So this is what we are guiding against. And we have put every measure in place to secure the system. Number 2, we are also assuring the candidates that we are going to use the merit system only to do this year's placement, to work on this year's placement. So they should calm down, provided they don't go anywhere seeking for help. They are going to get where they are supposed to be based on the scores that they have been able to secure from WAEC.
Okay, before we go, yes, to add
to what he said, if you look at our calendar this time around, what is really happening is that you realize that we've given them from now to the 8th to do the test for confirmation.
Yes.
And then on the 17th, we are going to release the placement. And on the 8th October, they are going to school. So there's a clear 1 month between the day of release of that particular placement and the day they will go to school. So for this 1 month, whatever issue that exists will resolve them before they'll be able to go to school.
Okay, but there are parents who are watching you. Results have been released. They're probably the frustration is probably setting in, uncertainty. Yeah. As a deputy coordinator, is there anything that you want to say to them?
I want to assure them
that
our preoccupation is to make sure that we are going to run free, fair, and should I say merit-based placement. So that is the preoccupation for the Secretariat at the moment. So they should be rest assured. The timelines we've given, we are going to make sure that we are going to follow through and make sure by 17th of September, we are going to release a placement. They should not also go and engage the services of middlemen to pay monies to them to help them secure placement. It's not working this time around. And those who also have created a cartel or agents involved in that should rest assured that the security agencies have been duly informed and they are really going to be with us to make sure that we clamp all these menaces.
All right. You want to add something?
No, please.
No? Thank you so much. Abdul Rahman Mohammed is Deputy Coordinator for the School Placement System, and Godfred Boache is also a member of the School Placement System Secretariat. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming on the show.
Thank you for having
I wish you the very best in the next coming weeks with the frustrated parents.
Absolutely.
I really don't envy you right now. Stay with me. After the break, there's more. To the show.
Thank
How
you
are you
so
doing?
Much. I'm good.
And I've been listening to you sometimes early mornings on Command Your Morning. Wow. So I'm really happy to see you. You want to sing for us before we start?
Yeah.
So please bless us with your beautiful voice this morning.
Okay. Yewaka meuti hey intimidate me sing kunim defo oh Yehovah ni ma bankesi mi shonya tamfo baye o tamfo no bema ne ho sweti ame me die bibia me Yehovah ni ma bankesi Yehovah ni ma bankesi.
Thank you so much. God bless you.
Amen.
How have you been? How has ministry?
Good. Ministry has been good by God's grace.
Yeah? Are you making a lot of money?
God has been good.
God has been. That's what you know. Good, all of you gospel singers. That's what you say. God has been good.
God
we
has
can't
been
complain.
Good.
Of course, God has been good.
Yeah.
You have an event coming up, the Grace Effect.
The Grace Effect. Yes.
Is this the first time you're doing it?
This is the second time. The first one was in 2023.
2023. Yes. Why didn't you do it last year?
We had some issues with finances, so we just wanted to wait and prepare.
And you bounced back.
Yes, please.
That's really good. Yeah. When is it happening this year?
On the 31st of August. 31st. This very Sunday.
This Sunday?
Yes.
Where?
At the Makers House Chapel. This
but of course. So, which other artists are expected to be?
Okay, so we have Joe Metal. Okay. We have Jay Kalinka from the US. We have Pastor Isaiah Fosukwachi, Sisi Chim, Kwekuteye, Lodina the Soprano, and Team Eternity.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's a very packed lineup. Yeah, and all these people are coming to support you.
Yes, please.
Well, you're very supportive. I mean, I've been seeing how you show up for people, so I'm not surprised at all. But why the Grace Effect? Because of your name?
No, not because of the name.
Okay.
So I got this vision, I think, way back in 2019. Yes, and by God's grace in 2013.
Please, if you can speak up a bit.
Okay, so this vision came about in 2019, and by God's grace in 2023, it came to life. It's a live recording concert. We record new songs.
Oh, so that's what's going to happen?
Yes, please.
But, I mean, all these other people will come and perform.
Yes, I'll be featuring some of them on some of the songs, and then they'll be doing the administrations as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. You'll be doing a live recording.
Yes, please.
Is it free?
Not really.
Okay, how much do we have to pay to attend?
100 CDs for students, 150 for standard, 300 for VIP, 500 for VVIP, and 650 for family of 5. Yeah.
Hey!
Just to support.
Of course. So 100 CDs for students,
150 for standard, 300 for VIP, 500 for VVIP, and 650 for family of 5.
Yes. Yeah. How do we get the tickets?
They can use this short code *928*428#.
Take your time.
*928*428#.
No, *928*428#.
Yes.
Okay.
And the event code is TGE.
TGE,
yes,
the Grace Effect.
Yes, please.
Or which other way?
And they can get the tickets at the gate. That's on Sunday when they come.
Okay.
Yes, please.
So *928*428. You can use that to get the ticket, or you can just buy it when you get to the gate. Yeah. Please, let's all come and support Epic Grace. So how many new songs are you releasing on Sunday?
We are doing like 10 songs.
Oh, wow.
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay, we'll come and support you.
Okay, please.
But, let's talk about the industry a little bit. You've been doing well. Like I said, I see you. I have attended at least 1 or 2 events, and I've seen you minister there.
Yeah.
Do you think the industry has been kind enough to you?
Yeah. For me, personally, I think they have.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. From the very first time, I entered into full-time ministry. That was in 2018. I think they have been amazing.
They've been supportive?
For me, yeah. Very supportive.
What are some of the challenges that you have encountered?
So far, I think the challenges I have encountered would be the finances. Because, I have big dreams. I have big things I want to do, but sometimes you are limited because you don't really get help when it comes to finances. But then I'm doing my best, trusting God to have His way and bringing helpers to help. Yes.
You know, there was a conversation that was started a couple of months ago about whether gospel artists should be paid when they perform. You sing a lot in church. Do you charge for performing?
I don't really do that.
Which one is you don't really do it? Either you do it or you don't do it. So which is which? Do you charge?
So what I'm trying to say is that in as much as this ministry is not about money, there is the business side, okay? And when we come for administration, we work with a band. Definitely they need to be paid. BVs need to be paid, you know, PAs, road managers. So it's not about business. Sorry, what I mean to say is that ministry is not about money, but then there is the business side. Yeah.
So that's what I'm asking. Do you charge?
I don't.
You don't? So how do you want to pay all these people that you talked about?
I don't bargain on a price before administration, but then definitely.
But you expect them to give you something.
Yes.
If you went to a place where they didn't give you money, would you go back?
I don't know.
You sing at the Makers Chapel. Do they pay you?
No. It's my church, so I don't.
You don't charge?
Yes.
If they gave you money, would you take it?
I don't think I'll take it. It's my church, so whatever I'm doing is just, you know, for God.
It's for God.
Yeah.
So are you paying for the venue?
Yeah. No. It's everything was given to me by the church. Everything free.
Okay.
Everything is free. Yes.
Okay, but when you go to another church, they have to give you something.
As in when I go to minister.
Minister in another church.
Definitely.
But in your church, isn't it the same God?
No, what I'm saying is that for my church, whatever I do there, I don't take money. You know, it's because it's my church. So
right.
Yeah.
But in another church, you take something. You know what? I want to pick your thoughts. You know, on how gospel artists are expected to behave. You know, and I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. We have seen people try to make comparisons and say, as a gospel artist, don't wear certain clothes, you know, behave in a certain way. Do you conform to that, or you also believe that they're just human and they should be allowed to live their lives?
For me, I think as a gospel artist, we represent God, and so we have to be decent. I mean, in a way that represents God. Yeah,
okay.
That's for me.
When you say in a way... When you say in a way that represents God, how do you mean?
It means that when we dress, it shouldn't be revealing. That's for me.
Okay.
Yes, definitely.
Revealing in terms of skin or body shape?
Just look decent. That's all. Just be decent, presentable. That's
so do I look decent now?
Yes, you look decent.
But my dress is tight. Some people will say it's not good.
You're covered.
Well, I'm not a gospel artist. So don't mind me. Thank you so much for coming on the show, and I wish you the very best. Please, this conversation is about her show. It's not about any other thing. It was just extra. So the code is *928 *428 #.
Yeah.
Right? To get a ticket. It's 100 CDs for students. You see the flyer on the screen. Very packed lineup. I love GHOne. I love you, of course. I've been listening to you. And then the woman with the band, Sissy Oh my goodness, yes. I love her too so much. I love her music. The other people, I don't really know them. I know Team Eternity.
Right.
I don't know the others. So it'll be nice for me to come and listen to them. Minister. Oh, is it who is the one in the middle after GHOne?
After GHOne, that's Lodina.
No, Lodina
no,
the
that's
soprano
me.
is... No. Lodina the soprano is the one in green.
Yeah.
Right? The one in green with the pearls on it. Maybe you're talking about Kwekute. I don't know. I don't know him. Who is the lady on the other side?
J. Kalinka from the U.S.
From the U.S.
Yes,
okay. So who is the gentleman below?
Pastor Isaiah of Osukwache.
What song has he done?
Oh, blessed be the Lord who reigns forevermore. Hallelujah.
Oh,
hallelujah.
What about the one on top?
Which one? Is it GHOne?
Before I know GHOne. The one before GHOne.
Okay, the one before as in if you are going to the top.
Yes.
Okay, so Kwekuteye is first. The one before GHOne is Pastor Isaiah of Osukwache.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So what song has the Kwekuteye also done?
Kwekuteye, I think he has a song. This
like
song,
a popular one that I know.
Amihere is a new song that came out.
Amihere. I only know one person who has sang Amihere.
Yeah, but he has a song titled Amihere.
Okay. Why is PSA not on it?
Mommy is not around.
She's not in town. Okay, that's true. That's true. Thank you so much for coming on the show, by the way. I wish you the very best, and I'll come to support you. Okay. All right. Thank you for watching the show. On behalf of the entire team, we are so grateful. Please, let's all meet this Sunday at the Maker's House to support Efe Grace. You can contact her on social media if you're wondering how to get the ticket. But to make things easier for you, just go to the gate. You get the tickets there. Thank you for watching the show. I'll be back same time tomorrow, God willing. But in the meantime, let's do some birthday celebrations. Don't go. Let's do it together, because I'm sure there are people who would want you to wish them a happy birthday. So I'll take the first one. You take the second one, right? Okay, so Sarah Ado, cheers to the woman you've become. A big blessing to us all. God bless you, and may everything align greatly in your favor. My Ada Oremi, which means my blessing and my crown. Happy birthday from Mr. B. Ooh.
Okay, I love you today, tomorrow, and always. Know that wherever life takes you, no matter how old you become, you always have a home with me, my dear son, Abdul Rashid Timuyaba. You may not need me as much anymore, but when you do, I will be there. Allah bless you, from your lovely parents, Salim Baron and Hajia Salma.
Thank you very much. Okay. Happy blissful birthday to Chief Executive Officer, Azimbe Group of Companies, Emmanuel Azimbe Abugri. May all that you wish for yourself be granted, from your brother, Atsubugri Simon Atuli. Is that all? Okay, there's another
Okay,
one.
so happy birthday to Ni Botui Wulu Ni Jechi
Akwe.
Okay, King of Akutuman, Akutwaseman, Mie Kofi Kwe Abasaman. Wishing you long life, strength, and divine blessings as you continue to lead with wisdom and dignity.
Okay, happy birthday, Annie. You truly are a remarkable person, and I hope you always embrace your wonderful self. Enjoy your special day to the fullest, and know that you are cherished. Sending warm wishes your way from Irish.
Happy birthday to our big madam and #1 boss lady, Franklina. May the good Lord keep blessing you just as you are not done with us. We know God is also not done with you. May you reach higher heights. Enjoy your day and prepare more jollof for the boys.
Okay, I think there's... Okay, that's it. Thank you so much, Ife Grace. God bless you for helping me through these wishes. Thank you for watching the show once again. See you again, God willing, tomorrow morning. But I'll be back at 11:30 for the midday news. Have a good morning.